welcome to episode 26M of the Sunday. Welcome to episode... What's going on with that music?
What? Nothing?
Hold your
what are you talking about?
Man.
It's
welcome
all
to
good.
episode 49 of the Sunday Sequence Break. It is the 24th of February. We're doing Yoshi's Island. Finally, only a year after we meant to. You can hear a bit of echo actually there if you want to de-echo. That's cool.
Yeah, wear your headphones.
Yeah, wear your headphones. But yeah, it took a whole year, and it's been officially 1 year of Sunday Sequence Break. Can you believe it, feasel, PJ, duckfist?
I can't believe it.
I can't believe it. I'm amazed we haven't been shut down yet.
Yeah. Apparently Twitch haven't noticed that we're not using any of our own content, we just steal it all from other speedrunners.
Right, yeah.
Nobody's noticed yet.
And they gave us partner, too.
I know.
Complete opposite of what we were expecting.
Exactly, but hey!
Got the email in the inbox and we were all nervous.
Have they found us out? It's from Twitch. TWICH support. That's it. That's them. But hey, it's Yoshi's Island episode, and we have searched high and wide for Yoshi Island's players, and it turns out there are a few of them, and we grabbed some, rounded them up, threw them on the show. So we have Zewing here. Yo. There he is. We have Trihex.
What's up, what's up, what's up?
There we are. And I just told the twos, man. And we have Carl Sagan.
Hey.
Can you believe it? We got Sagan and Trihex, and not just that, but on the show at the same time.
Actually, I need to go in like 5 minutes. You know, I had something come. No, I'm just kidding.
I just got a dodge. I didn't realize
it's all in time.
But hey, we need to do a little recap before we get to do anything too exciting yet. So we start with PJ as usual. What have you been up to, buddy?
I just played like a million more hours of ActRaiser 2 this week. That's about it. Really.
The car
I got a new PB on Monday, which I'll talk about when we get to the records section. Spoiler alert.
Boy, oh boy.
But, that's about it.
Feezy, is it Feasel next? Do we do Duckfist?
I think that's... I don't remember.
You think I would know this by now. I guess Feasel then. We'll go Feasel.
Why not? Let me see. This week, I can't... What did I do? I played a little bit of, I didn't play much Super Dodgeball, just a little bit. I beat Darkwing, and then he went back and crushed my time, but I think I spent most of my time playing Zelda 2, and for once I can say I actually was getting better at the game. This is like the first time I've ever felt like I was getting better at Zelda 2 instead of just sucking a lot and then getting a good time out of nowhere.
You know, you did stream for a ridiculous amount of hours yesterday, and I didn't see the words like marathon stream or extensive stream anywhere. You just
that's
literally
about
stream
normal.
for that long.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. And I'm like, yeah, I'll just do a couple hours of streaming, and then it'll be like 11 hours later. And you're like, oh, okay, well, that turned out okay.
I haven't eaten or used the bathroom yet.
I didn't know I could go that long. Let's see how long I can go.
Like, wow, I feel terrible. I'm falling out of my chair. What's going on? I'm like, oh, wait, it was 10 hours since I ate. That's right. But,
I'm going through severe muscular atrophy at the moment.
Yeah. My legs have shriveled up. They look like two little spaghetti noodles hanging off this chair here. What's going on?
It's a streaming coma. That's what it is.
Must get PB.
People probably come in and out and ask you questions, and you just don't even realize. Okay, Ross, what have you been up to?
Hey, not a whole... Well, okay. During the week, I've just been really busy, and I wasn't really around much, but when the weekend hit, I kind of decided to do a whole bunch of gaming and streaming. So yesterday, I played in the 96 exit race, got a PB on that, 145. I lost 5 minutes in Valley of Bowser. God, that was so stupid.
Nice.
In Valley of Bowser?
Oh, yeah. It was really bad.
To the chompers?
It was Larry's Castle, and then...
Yep.
It was... Okay, Valley of Bowser 1, I died after the auto-scroller. Okay, first... I think I died once, but I definitely grabbed the key and threw it in that little pit. Going for the secret.
I have always feared that happening, and it just never happened.
It was so bad. It was so bad. But there was that, and then I played through Super Metroid yesterday. I did 2 Mega Man 4 races yesterday. And then I did Ninja Gaiden races today. about 4 playthroughs, and then I
Dang.
did the, what was it, 46 Robot Master race for Mega Man 1 through 6 today.
Oh, snap. How long did that take?
That's a lot of
That
fun.
took me 2 hours and like 20 minutes or something.
That's crazy. That's such a cool race, though.
Yeah, it was pretty
Yeah.
cool. There was a lot of good players in it. I was surprised.
Yeah.
So it was fun.
Man,
I'll try
you
to beat it
really-
next week.
You really crammed it in this weekend, huh?
Yeah.
Finally got some gaming and streaming going.
Yeah, I played some Devil May Cry, which speedruns itself because it's so goddamn easy. And I played Metal Gear Rising today, which is basically the greatest game ever made. So yeah, I didn't do any speedrunning though, but that's 2 facts for you. That's about it. I mean, that's pretty much what I do at the moment. Zewing, what have you been up to this past week?
Just Mega Man X3. Like, really nothing else to say. Did a shit ton of hours in that game.
Perfect. We can talk about that a bit later, can't we, as well, right?
Yeah, we might
Right.
be.
No
You're really
comment.
drilling that out, man. Good job.
Yeah, foreshadowing, yeah. Trihex, what have you been doing this past week?
Well, it was my birthday a week ago.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
speedrun birthdays going on, man. There's so many. I can
happy
think of
birthday to
Yeah.
Zewing, too. It's your birthday today, right?
Yeah, right?
This is the
Yep.
Yoshi's birthday spectacular. It was my birthday on the 19th as well.
Holy fucking shit. You guys
Wow, didn't know that.
No joke.
you guys are born within like a week of each other?
Yep.
It's
All of us.
insane. No
Yeah,
wonder I
to be
know,
together.
February birthday master race reporting in. That's all.
no wonder I can't play Yoshi. Like, why even bother trying with my shitty April birthday? PJ, what can we fucking play? Fucking nothing. Our birthdays are right near each other and we can't play the same shit.
No, we can't do anything.
It's fucking useless. Stupid.
I can barely play the games that I play.
Should have been born in February.
Yeah.
Stupid parents putting it off. Lazy sucks.
Oh my god, dude. Shut up.
What else have you done, Trihex?
Well, okay, so there were like some really well-known Yoshi Island ROM hacks that like I've been wanting to play for years, but I put them off because emulator input lag has been like such a dominant problem with me playing them. But for my birthday, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it anyway. So I started playing one of the like 4 major well-known ROM hacks, and I've been having a blast. Super Mario World 2 Plus from Golden Yoshi. It's really, really good.
Cool. I'm glad to hear it. It's nice to see drum hacks that aren't just like retarded, super hard stuff.
Yeah.
Some of the Mario ones, some of them are really cool, and then others are just like really fucking
Yeah, like
Shit.
Mario
Hey,
and
look,
classic
I can put a
Mega
block
Man.
way up here. I bet
Yeah.
you can't reach it.
yeah. Hey, look that! Here's a block right here. So when you try to jump this pit, it's going to kill you the first time. Not any other time, just the first time. That's fun. And finally, Sagan, what have you been doing?
Outside of school, I've mostly been been doing some of the new greatest Super Mario World category.
Oh, man.
96 exams weren't enough,
You
so I
mean
decided to get all
arbitrary percent?
the arbitrary. Yeah, it's now known as arbitrary percent. Well, everybody's been yelling at Jam for not getting the moons, so I had to throw that in there. So we get the moons now,
Really?
and those. And you know, I play Yoshi's Island, so I couldn't play Super Mario World without getting the Yoshi coins too. So 96 exits, all Yoshi coins, all moons. Master Race reporting in.
I can't believe you get the moons, man. That
Best
is-
category. Step
Wow.
up, Dre.
Feasel is the one responsible for us getting the moons, by the way. Blame him.
Hey,
He's the one
it's
who's like,
just logic, man. It's just logic.
Yeah.
When are you gonna do the max bonus game percent?
Man,
Get all those.
oh, I love it.
Actually, it was really horrifying. This guy Arn the Great, I think it was him anyway, figured out that there's yet another item that you can get in Super Mario World that we haven't been getting. There are these invisible one-ups where you just have to like touch certain places on the level and it spawns one up. He was trying to argue we should get that too. So
Those are one up, so like you never get that in all everything.
hopefully that doesn't happen. I don't know. So anyway, that's mostly what I've been doing. I did my first run just yesterday and it was a giant train wreck as expected. I got 2 hours and 20 minutes. would be nice to shave like 40 minutes or 50 minutes off that time, but it was my first run, so whatever.
How low would that even go, that run? Is it that much of a diversion to get all those things?
It's really not that much in most levels. So in order to gauge like what the final time of a certain run is going to be, I do these things called real-time TASs. It's basically like you just play the game at full speed, but you use a bunch of save states to just figure out like, okay, let's say you execute your route perfectly. What are you gonna get? What time are you gonna get?
It's like a theory.
The theory
like
TAS.
Yeah, I got a low 130 with that, so only like 7 minutes behind the normal 96 time.
That's pretty good. It does make your 2 hour 20 seem absolutely god awful though.
It does in fact, yes, with good reason. Wait, did someone post the highlights from that? Yes,
they did. Yeah. I thought that sounded pretty good, like 220, and then you said that.
Oh god, the fuzzy.
I didn't get the moons in that one, but it doesn't make much of a difference.
Gosh, you want the fuzzy, man.
So other than that, I was happy to have the task finally finished and come out. I don't even know if that was this week, but it was really close to this week. Other than that, I've just been working on that Yoshi's Island ROM hack that I've been making. It's just kind of like a demonstration of all the glitches in the game. I don't know if it's actually going to be any good or not, but we finished 2 worlds of it. But that's about it.
All right, busy.
This category looks legit as hell, dude. Like, this is the true 100%. I'm actually hyped for this shit.
The coolest part is that you don't just cape over every level. Like, I mean, let's be honest, that's what everyone's biggest complaint about 6 seconds is.
They don't even understand. Caping is the best part.
Rhythmically pushing left, you mean.
Yeah. Does somebody want to say 100% again so I can segue? Fuck you guys. Okay. Let's go around to Game of the Week then. Yeah, you guys, I mean, I knew you'd say nothing, but hey. It's Game of the Week, everybody. This week, Yoshi's Island. As we said, some of you may remember this was originally going to be the very first episode of the Sunday Sequence Break. And a mere, 52 and a bit weeks later, we finally got around to it. So, what I need is one of you, and you can fight amongst yourselves, to tell us what Yoshi's Island is for the probably 0 people who don't actually know. But do it anyway. Let's go. Oh.
Looking at you, Carl.
Alright, Carl.
Looking at you, Trihex.
That's right. We'll give it to Zewing then, if none of you guys want it.
Well, it's like I'm so bad at explaining because I don't know how to tone down explanations, or I don't even know how to paint the image of what's going on to someone who's not born to the game. I'm really, really bad at that. Carl's way better at that than me.
Okay.
I can try to explain it, but it'll be like...
Well, Trihex, what makes Yoshi's Island different than the other Mario games to you? I mean, everybody's familiar with the Mario games to some extent, I think. So what sets it apart?
There's no run button. Your field of manipulation is much larger than Super Mario World because the eggs can gather things for you, can get objectives cleared for you. Dude, you have an active inventory. I don't know, you help me out here.
He also plays Yoshi.
I mean, there's so much going on. There's no instant death whenever you collide with most things. So it's actually much more forgiving, in a sense. So you can play, like, more risky, I guess. I don't know, dude.
So, I mean, it's basically a much more complicated platformer than the Mario games was.
Oh my god, yes. So much. Well, I don't want to see if I talk about how
you're going to gush. Are you worried that you're worried you're going to gush? Is that what it is?
I'm worried I'm going to sound like I'm anti SMW1, which I'm not. But I am here to dick ride Yoshi Island.
Well, okay, so Super Mario World 1 came out what? Like, does anyone know the date off the top of their head?
Super Mario World 1 in the USA, 1990. I don't
1990. Okay, so Yoshi's Island. I mean, Super Mario World 1 came out at the beginning of the SNES life cycle, right? And Yoshi's Island came at the very end. So I mean, comparing them directly is kind of silly. But I think it really shows that by the time they got around to making Yoshi's Island, they knew everything that you could do with an SNES and how to make it as polished as possible. And I think that really shows through in the game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, running on all cylinders, pushing Super Nintendo to its absolute limit in terms of palette, the display simultaneously, memory limitations, all that jazz. You got it.
It seems like they'd really figured out the formula for how a platformer should go to, instead of just like throwing you off a cliff right at the very start for people who are, like total noob, 8-year-old level of bad.
Yeah, you don't game over right away in this game.
There isn't even a pit that you can fall in the first until the fourth level. You can't even fall into a pit and die, I don't think.
All right, so in this one, there's collectibles too, right? Flowers and whatnot. If you just want to quickly explain what that all is, so we're all ready to rock and roll for categories.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
well,
there are Go ahead.
I was going to do it. Okay. Alright, so you can see, every level, for 100%, every level contains 20 red coins, which some are disguised behind regular coins, but they have like a different hue. But you need to collect 20 red coins, 5 flowers, which some may be hidden off screen, some may be hidden behind those little question mark clouds that are floating out and about. But 5 flowers, 20 red coins, and you start with 10 stars. That kind of acts as your active HP, if you want to call it that. But you can gather more stars, and you can max out at 30 stars. And when you get hit, you lose stars actively. But finish the level with 30 stars, which is, assuming a perfect full HP. So the idea is to not get hit at all, pretty much. But 30 stars, 20 red coins, 5 flowers in every level.
Perfect. And so as far as categories go, then there's what are they? Zewing, do you want to run us through the 3 real categories and the 1 terrible category?
Yes, there's the first one would be any percent warpless, which we really just did that because Nyko banned 1-1 warping, so we wanted to be competitive with them. The next one, yeah, Nyko. I mean, the next one would be the ever popular any percent, which forgoes these crazy ass 1-1 warps. And this past week, we've had like 3 to 4 record changes in like that category alone between Black Yoshi and Mai.
So that's pretty active right now then.
Very active.
Then there's the 100%, right?
Yeah, that's the true category. Try hard.
This bias is going on. Look at this bias.
Yeah. Dude,
look at this chat right now. This chat is so the truth.
That resonates with 100%.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And then the final and the truest of categories.
I think Carl should hold this. He knows more about this.
Just go to SDA and check out the low percent runs. You'll see what a legit category that is. There's actually a category called low percent where when Yoshi gets hit, it counts down his life total, like what Trihex was saying, and that counts for your score at the end. So in order to get the lowest possible score, you basically just mimic any percent for the most part, and then you just get hit at the end of the level. So at the end of every level, you listen to Baby Mario crying, which I'm sure is everybody's favorite part of Yoshi's Island. And that's low percent.
Yeah, so you wait until there's 1 star left, and then you finish the stage.
Yep.
I think you can sometimes wait until you get 0.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you wait till you get 0, and the little Koopas come to try to steal them away.
Wow, there you go.
On every stage. Really?
Every stage.
On every stage.
He did ILs for the whole game?
Yeah, it's...
You can watch it all.
You can watch it all
How
in all its glory.
do you handle boss stages where there's no goal ring? You have to kill the boss with 2
You get hit by the
0
boss
HP.
at the end. And what's even sillier about it is this is why it's so inconsistent. It's like you'd have to grind out and figure out strats. It's possible for some bosses to have Baby Mario, if you get it at the right time, Baby Mario will just like float around forever and never recover his stars. Like you just end the level with like Yoshi without Baby Mario on his back. And so there'll be some records in low percent where you'll get a higher time because you got technically a lower score, and it'll overwrite the previous thought's lowest possible score. It's just completely stupid. Like,
It's dumb. And then, speaking of dumb, there is actually a 5th glitched category, right?
Yeah, you can do this crazy warp, but the thing is that in order to do the warp, you have to push left and right on your controller on the world map, and you can't actually do that with an SNES controller without some serious.
Hang on. Yeah, you've got that. You've got the controller that does it, man. That thing is
Yeah,
amazing.
So
Yeah.
the only way that you can, so the way that the SNES D-pad works is it has this hard ball in the center, so it's like a teeter-totter. Like if you push to the left, then the right side goes up a little bit. So in order to push both left and right down at the same time, you have to bend the plastic around that ball, which I accomplished by smashing my controller with the heel of my foot really hard. So you can warp in Yoshi's Island if you're prepared to do the heel stomp, but.
I got to touch that controller. It's fantastic. It's so soft, that D-pad. It's amazing.
The way the warp works is kind of hilarious, though. Like, for some reason, when you push left and right, it takes you to the level that corresponds to the number of coins you have. So if you have 68 coins, it takes you to 68, the last level. Don't ask me how that one works.
It's pretty crazy. Anyway.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit about the history of the game, records, where it's come from, where it is, and then where it is now. So basically, key moments in Yoshi Island speedrunning history, and then where we're at the moment.
Trihex, would you like to start off with that, since you, like, maybe the old history back before any of us came around?
Okay, yeah, sure. Well, in SD's very early days, there was a extremely old school speedrunner, David Gibbons, aka Marshmallow. He speedran a bunch of games. You may have, if you look for the first known Banjo-Kazooie speedrun, that's from him, and amongst all other games too. All of them are pretty unoptimized, but they were all this is back in 2004. Anyways, when I first found SDA, I ran into his speedruns, and I had just had a blast trying to mimic all of his cool shots he would do on my shitty Game Boy Advance board, on my DS Fat with my terrible D-pad. And I just would continue to try to get better and better over a year to myself until I eventually stopped learning the SDA forums and decided to start going for speedruns of the Game Boy Advance port, borrowing my cousin's Game Boy player, using the shitty GBA port on my grandma's VCR. And
that is an amazing combination of things, by the way. GTA 4 on your DS, on your grandma's VCR.
Yeah, we need a snapshot of that. So
mailed it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny because I didn't have a VCR at my house. I had to go to my grandma's house. Remember, this is 2005, so I was 15 at the time. So I had to go to my grandma's house on the weekend, but most of my couldn't even try to do recorded attempts. So I would go over there and just grind out attempts all weekend long, Saturday and Sunday, on a VCR.
Dang.
But anyway, so you fast forward here now, and eventually I got really, really good. I should say arguably better than everyone else, because there was pretty much no competition. And I played to myself. I was completely infatuated with the game, and I loved it. And the more I played it, and then I tried to play other games, the more I was just like, wow, there is no other game like this. No other game fills my crack horror addiction like this one is doing. It's so good. So I just played to myself and kept getting better from 2005 to approximately 2009, I want to say. Let's come to the picture.
Are you saying this? No, carry on, don't worry.
I started after HDQ 2 years ago. So, this is basically 2 years since I started, almost to the day.
Okay. Well, so I'm trying to think of what happened here. I don't know, eventually I got really, really good, and then I moved on to 100%, and, I'm having a brain fart here. I don't know. I played to myself, and then, I was getting kind of bored because I had, it wasn't really social. I would just play, this was before streaming, so it was just me playing to myself for a long time, and I had my little YouTube comments and whatnot, but that's not really the best form of reception, because it's not really active or anything like that. People think it's cool, but I'm not no one knows what's really going on. I sit there and can nerd out about Yoshi Island mechanics, and I go on my YouTube page and they don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So I just felt really alone. I was kind of losing the drive, and the marathons at SDA were helping. But when Carl posted on Yoshi Island thread and SDA, that's when everything changed. I don't know, Carl, you might remember that better than me, but this is when Carl comes to the picture, and then this was the big changes where Yoshi Island, to me, becomes a social thing rather than just me trying to use myself. If you want to.
Yeah, I mean, when I first started playing, there was no 100% run of the game at all, and there was just. Are we going on? By the way, is the audio fucking up? Are we okay?
I think it's
Are
fine.
we trudging on?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So there was an any percent time. I think it was like an hour and 58 minutes or something, if I remember correctly, something like that.
Right. Oh my God, so bad.
Yeah, and there was no 100% time at all. Like, at least I didn't look at it for a long time. So anyway, I played the game a bunch, and there had been like so many new tricks from the different tasks that were being worked on, and just a bunch of different glitches that were discovered. And eventually, the 80% time just dropped drastically. But as far as it went from like an hour 58 to now an hour 48, so it's dropped like 10 minutes since then. The 100% category, though, like it really was all the Japanese runners that started that. I think when we started looking into it like a year ago, it was at 3 hours and 26 minutes by this Japanese guy whose name I'm going to butcher, but it was something like Kufuro or something like that. And it's just, as you can see, Zewing run, it's 45 minutes faster than that, so you can just see how much work has been done in the last year on that.
Yeah, so...
I know we haven't techniques yet, but like a big factor in why Carl's saying the Japanese runners started 100% was I had interest in doing 100% like back in 2008 or so, but it was just the bonus challenges were just so annoying. Like when you get 100% in every level, the ending goal ring with the 5 flowers floating around, you know, you have 5 flowers and 5 blank spots, and at the time we didn't know what could manipulate it. I just assumed that it was completely random, like just completely orangey, and you could get a bonus game, you could not get a bonus game. They help you, they give you helpful items, but a completely optimized run would not contain any bonus games whatsoever. And I grew fed up with like a category that's going to be dumb and just full of random bullshit.
So yeah,
so the Japanese run way to manipulate that and not get all bonus games. Which I think you're going to bring up later on, the techniques.
Yeah, well, it's good to bring up now, because, I mean, it's pretty much the biggest thing that happened to Yoshi's Island speedrunning in a long time. But, so now, as far as times go, we're down to a 1:44:47 for any percent, which was set this week. I mean, it's a lot of times come off in the last few years, months, whatever you want to say. But
yeah, that's for the with warps category too. So there have been a lot of different warps that have been discovered recently.
Yeah.
Which I think we'll get into.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So, I mean, there's a lot of tricks in this game. There's not so much in the way of glitches and that, but do you guys just want to head through this now? There's 3 written down here. If you guys want to grab them.
Well, should we talk about bonus skipping first, or?
Yeah, you can do it now. Actually, seeing as you mentioned it already, may as well do it now.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think that the main way that the bonus skipping started was the fact that we use this in 80% a lot, actually. If you just run full speed into the goal, you notice that the little ticker thing always lands in exactly the same spot, the bottom left side. And so that's just like this hint that, like, okay, there's something non-random going on here. And so maybe there's some way to manipulate it. It's actually kind of a really unfortunate coincidence, though. Like, the spot that it always lands on when you run full speed is a bonus game. If, like, the, programming had gone differently, maybe it would have always not been a bonus game. And things would have been a hell of a lot
just got to
different.
You've got to dupe 10 extra red coins and then not collect that flower.
I wish it worked like that. It actually doesn't count past 20. Like, so you can never get more points from extra coins. Yeah, dang. Yeah. So the way that the bonus skips work, though, the way that the bonus skips work is just slowing down just enough to make it so that the goal ring goes one past where it would normally go if you just went full speed. So full speed's bad. You just slow down just a tiny little bit, and that lets you skip the bonus. And it's just all been like different ways of slowing down a little bit. The way that we finally settled on is it's really, really weird and strange. Zewing actually discovered it, so maybe he can explain it.
So, I'll explain. It's a little simple mechanic you realize is when you spit enemies and you're holding a direction, you, like, slow down a little bit. So I, kind of thought, this is, the most simplest thing in the world. What if I try this to get a bonus skip? And what do you know?
It's perfect.
That's really all there is to it. It's simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had this one before that this runner Matt had figured out, and it was like this crazy. You spit an enemy upward, and then you do a tongue, and it was just like this convoluted arcane thing. And Zewing's just like, let's simplify this shit.
Ocarina of Time
and
style.
he's just like, okay, we're just
Yeah,
good.
I was thinking Ocarina of Time as well, Russ. Like, that sounds like an setup. But, and it's funny, just
tongue.
Yeah. Why did mine catch on? I wonder.
You
guys remember my original?
Right. It was like do a ground pound, double tongue backwards while you're jumping into the goal. Like,
yeah, the one that I tried the most was at the height of the lowest blank pedal on the goal ring, do a ground pound, and then jump doing a backwards tongue into the goal ring, which is like over 10 inputs. It's just completely unforgiving. With an arbitrary height that I can't even get. I have like no chance to redo it if I mess up the first part of it.
All right.
Yeah, it was bad.
It's funny just that trick saves like half an hour of a run, if not more. Like,
yeah, it's actually ridiculous. Like one of the bonus games is just sitting there matching cards, and it just takes forever. Like you just lose 30 seconds if you get that bonus stage, and I mean if you get that bonus stage 10 times, it's just a crazy amount of time. So like we were saying, the time went from 3:26 now 45 minutes faster, and I would say like at least 30 to 45 minutes is just pure bonus skippage.
Yeah. All right, so we've got a few other things here. Tell me all about gate hacking.
Ooh, okay. Well, actually, I don't know if you want to fast forward to 2.4, you can see that in action if you want to.
We can get it.
But I think Carl can explain it better. I don't even know how to explain it well.
Yeah.
Oh, I honestly don't even know how it works. I just know that it works. Like there are these. Okay, so there are these. You probably
Tell me when I'm at 2.4. I don't know.
You know why it works.
Go to like 26 minutes.
Yeah, it's like oh, sorry.
So anyway, there are these normally one-sided gates in the game, and so like you can go in one way, but then you can't go back the other way. And I think the Tassers figured out that.
That's too good.
Yeah, that's 2.8. So you can go full backwards.
It has like lava in the beginning.
It's hard to know when you're not familiar with the game. I have no idea which stage 2.4 is, and I've seen like 10, 15 runs of this game.
Which stage is this?
It's cool, just keep talking about it. Is there not gate hacking?
well, anyway,
Just explain it. Just explain it. Don't worry about it.
Okay. There are a bunch of different ways to do it, but by far the easiest is to just throw an egg. Like, you just collide with the gate the way that you're not supposed to be able to get into the gate. You just run right into it and throw an egg upwards. And for some reason, it glitches through the gate. It's like it comes in it from the other side, and it opens up. Because gates are like objects that can interact with, or eggs are objects that can interact with lots of different stuff like gates. And so they just happen to be able to open them backwards. It has a bunch of different applications, but it's pretty cool. There's a lot. Like the thing about Yoshi's Island is there's like 20 different little tricks. Like it's not like a huge thing, but there's so many little things like this that make the game really interesting to speedrun.
Yeah.
Okay, he found it.
He's got it. He's good. Duckfist is good. The gates are the little pinball
Racing for gate hacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little pinball things.
Yeah. Well, dude, look at that.
You normally have to You normally have to take this like convoluted route around this level, and this just lets you go right in the other way. Just take the direct route.
Bam! Look at that. Easy peasy. Okay, so coin dupe. A little bit about coin duping.
I figured that one out randomly. There's actually there's 20 red coins on every level except for one level, 3E, but you can actually duplicate red coins only when they're being held by a particular enemy. There's a set of Shy Guys that fly around, and they carry red coins, and those flying Shy Guys that carry red coins, you can actually cause them to duplicate a red coin by spitting the Shy Guy off screen. And when you spit enemies off screen, they can respawn, and he respawns holding a coin. But when you tongue him in the first place, he drops his coin. So he drops his coin, and then you respawn a new one. He's got a new coin, and it duplicates coins. And there's a lot of rooms in Yoshi's Island that they're like really hard to get to or really out of the way, and all you get is one red coin from it. So like in 5.1, for example, it saves like 20 seconds to duplicate that red coin. you can't do it in very many levels again because it requires those specific enemies to work.
And, I remember there being a little bit about controversy about whether that should be allowed 100%, but eventually the sheer weight of the community said, yeah, we want it. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to move on to the next thing, so you should go.
I was just going to say, yeah, I mean, it just depends on how you define 100%. Like, you're not getting all the intended coins if you do that. And I probably only was down with it because I discovered it. Hell, I don't know. In retrospect, I kind of don't like it either, but I don't really care that much. You don't use it in very many levels.
Okay, our final list of glitches on this list of glitches is the train glitch, which do we have a video for or anything like that? Like,
I think we got a. Did we not get a timestamp for that? Off the rails, yeah. I see that shit. It's in level 5.8. So anyway, one of the Japanese taskers figured out this, and Trihex actually had done this on accident several times just during his runs. Like the Yoshi has a bunch of different transformations, and one of them he can turn into a train. In one of the levels, there's this train section that you have to follow this like really convoluted path because you're bound by the train tracks. Like the train has to be on the tracks and follow them. But there's this glitch that you can do to get off of the train track. And when you get off of the train track, you can just, take whatever path you want. One more level forward, by the way. This is 5.7. So the way that the glitch works, I don't actually understand it really, but all you do is you just like hit the train track at a certain angle, and it makes the train go flying off the train track, and then you're just then you are officially off the rails and good to go from there. It saves like 20 seconds. It's a pretty cool trick. It's ridiculous.
Alright, I'm keen. I'm watching. I got Watch for Live, so.
It'll be up in like 30 seconds from my delayed version of the video.
Well, that's exactly what I got, so. I'm still not familiar with this one. Man, there's too much happens in this game. Too much to learn. Too much to follow. Alright. Okay, so yeah, I mean, so it's mostly actually tricks in this one. I'm just going to keep talking until Off the Rails shows up. But
yeah, well, again, like it's really hard to pick just a few tricks in this game because gate hacking's in a few levels. You can use this in actually 2 levels. There's so many. The cool thing about Yoshi's Island is the levels are so different and so diverse. There's like so many different levels that only have a single enemy type in it, and they don't show up anywhere else, or they're just various obstacles that don't appear in other levels, and that makes it so that speedrunning them is really diverse just depending on the different level you're in.
Yeah. Okay,
so that's coming up, right?
Yeah. So tell us while we're watching this about flutters. I'm making eggs, how to do it quickly, and perfect flutters.
Try. Do you want to do the whole fluttering thing, like game design, all that stuff?
Okay, I'll see what I can do. So anyone who's familiar with playing, I'm trying to think of something everyone here plays. Everyone here probably plays Smash Brothers, and you played Yoshi before, who's like a really weird character to play. Well, Yoshi controls nothing like that. Like, Yoshi in Smash Brothers is like really, really floaty and like just loose with a lack of grip. Like in Yoshi's Island, Yoshi controls like Fox McCloud on steroids, like the fucking be-all, end-all of perfection when it comes to movement. You're fast, you're agile, you can jump high, all this cool stuff. The fluttering, the kicking, jumping thing, that when you're doing that, it's like you hold you hold B the entire time, and you jump, and then after the peak of your jump, you initiate the kicking into the air to try to maintain what height you can, and then you fall down afterward. But what you can do is you can let go of being at the height of your jump and start your flutter kicking sooner, so that you have a higher peak during the flutter. What's even better than that is you have a 3 to 4 frame window after the end of the flutter to actually gain a pixel of height between flutters, called the perfect flutter. And there's many gaps in the game where they're only like a pixel or so higher than what Yoshi can get to. So you can access areas sooner than intended or through a different route altogether by using perfect fluttering in sequence.
And you never lose height while fluttering long distances. And I have to say, it is one of the most satisfying tricks I've ever done in a game. It feels so good to perfect flutter. Like, you have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, when you play the game originally, like, you can clearly tell that they made it hard to flutter. Like, you're gonna lose height if you're just playing the game casually. And then you just look at Trihex just like floating over in a giant 30-second long thing of lava, and it's just like, what the heck?
Yeah.
It's definitely a very cool trick, and it really opens up a lot of areas in the game that you can't normally get to.
Okay, and then another thing that's really makes the speedrunning experience fun to watch and play is making eggs without losing speed, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of people who have tried to learn to start speedrunning Yoshi's Island, and actually if you go look on the SDA forum, the very first post I ever posted was like, hey, I tried playing this game. How come you just keep moving at full speed the whole time? Why every time I try to make an egg, you make eggs constantly, it keeps slowing me down. What the heck's going on? And I think that's kind of something that a lot of people don't realize until they try to do it themselves, is that normally anytime you make an egg in Yoshi's Island, it slows Yoshi down to half speed, or if you're on the ground, it completely makes him stop. And you can get around that completely so you don't lose any speed at all. The way that you do that is you have to be jumping in the air, and you have to release the D-pad. If you hold forward during the egg aiming animation, it slows Yoshi down. And so that it's kind of this weird thing that you have to get used to speedrunning Yoshi's Island, where every time you make an egg, you jump and then just completely release the D-pad and let Yoshi fly through the air and hope that your trajectory is good, because if it's not, you can't really change it.
That's
definitely cool.
That's
you got it.
harder than I thought as well to do. I tried that at AGQ last year. Didn't do too well at that one.
Yeah.
And then
it usually takes a bit of time to get used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I do want to say about this topic that's relevant, you're saying that when you tried making eggs, it's harder than it looks. It's a shame that a lot of people who are into me and Carl's stream and Zewing stream and watch Yoshi's Island, but they've never played before, a lot of it goes over your head. Like, until you play the game, you really don't know how complicated or technical or in-depth everything really gets. I mean, it's one thing just to make eggs without losing speed, but then you combo in making eggs while aiming an egg, while firing an egg, while holding your cursor locked so you can get an off-screen egg shot while making other eggs. It gets pretty intense. I think though the controller cams can help me demonstrate that though. Like, it's a very technical game.
Yeah, seeing thumbs fly all over the place when people play. All right, and then just egg shots in general. Speed trick, very important to it. First of all, there's one little trick to egg shots, right? Which is in the options menu, right? Doing it quickly. I'm hoping you understand what I mean.
Yeah, we like to switch there's two different egg aiming modes. It by default starts you out on this egg mode called patient. And so the way the patient works is you push down A to start firing an egg, and then the egg cursor starts at the bottom and it just slowly pans up, and then you push A again to fire the egg. You can switch it from patient to a different type called hasty. On hasty, you just hold down the egg button, and then when you release it, it fires. It's kind of a complicated reason why this is really useful, though. I would say the easy explanation is just it lets you do it faster because you just tap the button once instead of having to tap it twice. But it also lets you consistently shoot eggs, and I don't really want to get into the explanation unless you want to, but it has to do with frames and stupid shit. But basically, it makes it a hell of a lot more consistent to use.
That's fine. You don't have to go into too many frames. But so then this just allows you to throw a lot of really crazy looking eggs.
Yeah, I mean, I think eggs are one of the coolest parts of Yoshi's Island. I mean, the eggs can do anything, really. I think people who have watched the tasks of the game can kind of appreciate that, or watched, I pretty much just watched any of the runs. Yeah, I mean, all of the 100% collectibles, other than stars, you can get with eggs. So the fastest way is always going to be to do some sort of crazy ricocheting or off-screen egg shot to get the collectibles, ideally. And that's why I think the skill ceiling in Yoshi's Island is so ridiculously high, because nothing that we do currently, Zewing's world record is fantastic and is completely awesome, but there's still so much more that can be done with eggs. Yeah, I just watched the test.
All right. I thought you just said its ass. I was like, wait, what?
No, the tat is under my...
Yeah, that's good. I runs ass.
All right, and then finally, if the eggs can't do it, the tongue can, right?
Oh yeah, that tongue. And I mean, you can also throw enemies. You can grab enemies with Yoshi's tongue and throw them into stuff as well. And it's like this constant trade-off between, do you want to like make eggs? Do you want to eat enemies to make more eggs? Do you want to use the enemies for something else? And there's like a heck of a lot of egg management and that sort of stuff that goes into it, because like bosses require a certain amount of eggs. So if you miss an egg shot, then you need like backup strats to either get more eggs, or it's just all sorts of planning and stuff like that that goes into it as well.
And
in addition to the complicated mechanics.
Yeah, and you can tongue through walls as well, right? In certain places. It's helpful.
Yeah, that opens up a lot of possibilities. Yoshi's tongue just goes through walls. There's really not much more to it other than that. But you can, there are a couple cool famous places where that's used a lot. Like in the 80% run, you can skip a lot of one of the later levels, 6-6, by using one of the chomp rocks, which are kind of a unique thing in Yoshi's Island. But it's just when you jump into that, it pushes Yoshi forward. And you can use that to push the tongue even further into the wall to grab various things, like keys that let you access new areas faster.
Okay, cool.
And you can also make tons of awesome jokes about tongues. It creates some of the weirdest, seriously, creates some of like the weirdest out of context conversations when it's just like, yeah, you can get that tongue in there, and
or
my girlfriend has noticed this on multiple occasions.
Swallow. They're so funny.
That's so funny. Oh my god.
Yeah, the first time I was on Skype.
What are you doing?
First time I was on Skype listening to people say like tonguing eggs and all that sort of thing, it was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so we have a whole list of things here that are a response to Trihex not knowing about the general 3 limit. So if you guys just wanna grab any of these, so first of all I want to talk about I want to do Baxter's. Which they're not really used now, but I still like them.
Hey, they're still in 80% Trihex. This is the real reason why you should do that category. Am I right? Do you want to talk about the bugs? We should talk about the warp glitches at some point, though. Do you want to do that later?
Yeah, and well, we'll get Baxter out of the way, because I honestly used it to buy time, so I could figure out what I was going to do next, but that sort of didn't happen. But we need to talk about auto-scroller skips as well. So, do you want to just get Baxter out of the way quickly? It's completely useless, and then we'll go back to actual speedrunning techniques.
Try the Baxter.
All right. Well, in the original version of the 100% pass that NXTY Baxter were doing before Carl became the third author to help its production, Baxter figured out. At the end of the level, when you jump to the gold ring and Mario flies off Yoshi 1 and goes on to Yoshi 2, all the sprites there, despite I was looking at the cutscene, the game is actually still active, and the transition goes in this order. Yoshi 1 is currently active, and then Baby Mario is the active sprite that can, if anything were to collide with Baby Mario, it would count as getting hit or whatever. And then when Yoshi lands on, or when Baby Mario lands on the third Yoshi, that becomes a valid sprite. So in other words, if for any reason there are objects in the way of the third Yoshi running up to grab Baby Mario from the other Yoshi, it would count in the game. So when you have stars that go that far, or if you throw an egg and tongue it while it's in midair trajectory, and it goes, from the momentum it goes far enough for the other Yoshi to actually grab it during his Gather Mario animation. I'm sorry, that's a really bad explanation, but if that this is why you should explain it, because I'm really bad at explaining it. I don't even know how to explain it.
Yeah, technical explanation.
Dude, that was it, man.
Yeah, it was really bad.
You pass an egg.
Why you were talking. I wasn't talking.
You pass an egg to other Yoshi. It's cool.
Hey, you know, there's something cool about Yoshi's Island. You can tongue eggs in the air and play with them and fling them around.
All right.
One of the things that you, while tonguing them and flinging them around, is tongue them over the goal ring to the next Yoshi. Yeah, it's called
so what makes this cool is that you can pass over any like egg-like item, right? Anything that could be normally collected by Yoshi, like large eggs or keys.
Yeah, we haven't found a real for that yet. We haven't found a real-time use for that, but you can actually like transfer keys between levels, which has the potential to really open up some big skips. We haven't figured out how to do that in real time yet, though.
All right.
That is definitely something.
I just realized another one that we've missed as well. Instant pipes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of,
Oh, that's so bad.
Yeah, I know. We totally forgot about that though. Like, just mention that very briefly. You got 2 seconds.
Yoshi goes through a animation every time he goes through a pipe. He just like climbs into the pipe, and there's this cool glitch that you can do. It actually has way better implications than this that I'm sure we'll talk about soon. But if you push down and jump, like you push down to go down the pipe, but then you also jump, it makes Yoshi jump rather than do that animation to climb into the pipe. So it just like skips this little animation, and you can do it every time you go into a pipe. It only saves half a second though, so it's not the biggest thing in the world.
It's pretty cool. All right, okay, so let's talk about warps and then auto-scroller skips. Do you want to do warps, Zewing?
Let's go right now.
Oh shit, okay. Zewing, talk about the auto-scroller skip then, because it's coming up.
Auto scroller skip in 6.5. That's a basically
Lava skip's
well,
coming
there
up.
is lava skip. I don't know if you want to hear about that or see this.
I already covered that.
We want to see it. We want to see it. This is what we were talking about earlier with perfect flutters.
Is this
But,
6
yeah,
forward?
I had
Sorry,
no
seek
choice
ahead.
but to do this because Trihex raided me, and I had no choice but to do this trick, or else he would like give me shit. So this
I
is
love
what I
it.
gave him.
Yeah.
This like saves 3 seconds and is just ridiculously hard, and Zewing of course does in his world record run, which just adds to the
Dude,
awesome
everyone
factor.
except you can do it, Carl. All right? Everybody.
I did it in my IL.
All right.
You gotta bring up though, before Carl did the math and figured out that it saved 3 seconds, I was so delusional. I really thought it saved like a minute. I was like, it's so badass it has to save a shit ton of time. Like, fuck the math. I can feel the math. It saved a minute. And Carl
The
comes in and
awesomeness
like kills my buzz.
correlates to the time.
All right. So talk about the auto-scroll skips, because it's one of the few games that actually has one of those. Those are pretty rare.
Yeah, I can talk about that. Like, whenever you do a perfect jump, which is when you land and jump within like 1 frame, the camera locks in place, which we use that to skip this long ass auto scroll at the end of 6.5, which if you don't skip it, you really can't do the bonus skip. So there's like, that's 2 reasons why I want to do it. And it's really just a frame perfect jump once you land at the platform before the flower.
You want to, by the way,
I don't know if
you want
we
to
just covered it.
about 2 minutes. Unfortunately, so there's this level, the very long cave, and it's just this huge auto scroll. And unfortunately, we can only skip the auto scroll in the end of the stage. It would be really nice if we could skip the whole thing. Unfortunately, the auto scroll skip is only in the last room. It basically is just like there's an auto scroll trigger on the ground, and if you jump on the first frame, it never registers Yoshi is touching the ground, so you never activate the auto scroll trigger that's just sitting there on the ground. But yeah, he'll do it in like 2 minutes or something from where the video is right now.
Yeah. And I think everybody who plays a game with an auto-scroller wishes they could skip theirs.
Yeah, if we could, I mean, oh my gosh, if somebody out there wants to find an auto scroll skip for the first part, please, I will like pay you.
I think if somebody wants to find an auto-scroller skip and has that ability, they should put all their power towards finding it in Super Mario Bros. 3. I think that would be where your power is most needed.
Super Golden Ghost would save about 20 minutes.
That as well, yeah. All right.
As you can see in here, you can see the camera scroll up a little bit as I'm jumping, but when I get it correctly, it doesn't scroll up at all.
Yeah. So then the auto-scroll doesn't trigger itself, and you're just free to run through the level as normal. Or as it would have been, yeah. All right. Do you want to talk a bit about these warps then? And then we're pretty much ready to wrap up. I know there's so much more Yoshi to talk about, but we have a limited time. So warps are good? Go for warps?
Yeah, there's like an entire category of any percent based around these warps. The way that the warps end up happening in this game is it just you kind of like replay the first level 1-1 if you can trigger some weird out of bounds loading glitch. It works with like tons of different like pipes, and sometimes it's a pipe, sometimes it's just like like an off scroll screen sort of thing. Do we have any footage of this, by the way? Or because it would be really cool to if you pulled up Mai's run, the Japanese runner. It's posted.
Is it in the dock there?
We've discovered a bunch of these lately that are pretty sweet. Yeah, it might be. It should be in the document.
Okay, roughly where at? Do you want me to seek to?
I got the timestamps for it. You want to go to? Where are the routes here?
Okay, just post it in the Skype there.
Well, I think there's 6 useful 1-1 warps in the run, but one of them is luck-based.
Yeah, okay, so there were only like 3 useful 1-1 warps. So these warps don't save very much time. You're basically just talking about, you play a level up to the area where you can warp, and then you warp to 1-1 and finish 1-1, assuming 1-1 is faster than just finishing the level normally. So these aren't like the biggest things in the world. All it does is it just like replaces the rest of a level with 1-1. But it can like skip bosses, so like rather than do this lengthy boss fight, you can just go through 1-1. It's kind of lame to some extent though, because you're just playing 1-1 over and over again. But lately there have been some really unique ones. Like the one that you're seeing right now is in 5-4. If anyone knows the level 5-4, it has like this giant 3-minute auto scroll at the end that Trihex really loves dying on, and it skips the entire thing and also skips the boss. So if you can replay that, we'll go through what the heck just happened right there. So the first thing that happens in the 5-4 warp, I'll walk you through it, is there are a bunch of spikes on the ground. You'll see that Yoshi throws some eggs through those spikes to break them, so that you can go under the ground. The reason is because that pipe there, that green pipe, is actually double-sided. So you can go in the top of the pipe like normal, but you can also go in the bottom of that pipe. And it was totally not programmed to be able to go in the bottom of it. I mean, the way that Yoshi's Island, without getting into too much detail here, is that there's basically a region of the screen that the game is programmed to, if Yoshi goes down a pipe in that region of the screen, it sends to a certain area. Well, there's nothing programmed for the area on the bottom. So the game has nowhere to send Yoshi. He hits a sprite, but there's nothing telling him where to go afterward. So rather than just crashing the game, it's actually good programming. They made it so that anything funky that happens, it'll just throw you to the default level, which is like level code 00, and it takes you to the top left corner because that's coordinates 00, like X position 0, Y position 0. So that's why you're up in the sky. You're actually in the top left corner of 1-1, and then you can flutter and fall all the way down. It's kind of interesting. You can't just fall down at any point because if there isn't any terrain on the screen, and you fall off screen, you die. So you have to like go down on the highest part of 1-1, where there's actually some terrain reaching really high up that you can see. Because if you're too far away from it, then it just kills you. So if you just fall down, like the first time someone did that, they're like, "Whoa, this is sweet," and then you just fall down and die, and you're like, "Well, crap." People actually had to figure out how to get down from all there. So anyway, that was discovered by Arn the Great, and it saves 3 minutes. None of the other warps save anywhere near 3 minutes. This is a really cool one in 1-4. It skips the Burt boss fight and the rest of this level. So what's happening is Yoshi's going to get hit by this flame, and the reason is to get Baby Mario off of Yoshi's back. The reason for doing that is because Yoshi can go up into like that screen area that he jumped up into. Normally it'll just teleport you back up the pipe if you touch that. But when Yoshi's not on your back, Yoshi can't actually trigger a screen exit. So you can walk through the place that would normally give you a screen exit, like way higher than you normally would be able to. You can't go through pipes, you can't go through goal rings, you can't go through like those just little doorways or whatever they are, without Baby Mario being on Yoshi's back. So that lets you get just a little bit higher up, which gets outside of that area that's programmed to send Yoshi to a particular place. And when you get outside of that, again, the same thing happens. It doesn't know where to send Yoshi, so it sends him to 1-1. Okay, I'm done talking.
That was good. Good job. Yeah,
That's
so
pretty
I'm going to
wild,
guess
actually.
that 5-4 one was discovered pretty recently. That explains where those 3 minutes came from.
Yeah, and that's like, so ever since that 5-4 one was discovered, I mean, everybody hates 5-4. It's just this this colossally long auto scroller. It's 3 minutes of auto scroll, and it's now gone. So that was like, we hate playing 1-1 over and over again, but you know what we hate more than that? Auto scrollers. So a lot of people have been competing for this record now that those were discovered. Again, huge shout outs to Arn the Great for figuring that one out.
Awesome.
What does that do to your score?
It actually just keeps everything the same. You could actually get all of the stuff in 1-1, like the coins and the flowers, and you could get, it actually would be faster in 100% to do warps. We just don't do it because it's not like 100%. So you can collect all the stuff in 1-1, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, okay.
All
you
right.
can collect like some flowers and some red coins and whatever seed you warp from, and then collect the rest in 1-1? Or is it only your 1-1 score that counts?
No, it combines them. That totally works, and it is faster, but we just don't do it.
Nice.
All right, cool. So what we got next we got learning. So I figured out. We got learning the game in 3 easy steps. As you may have guessed, we have 3 hosts. So let's go in order of who's on the show list. So Zewing, you got number 1. He's coming. I think he just muted himself.
Paging Dr. Zewing. Paging Zewing.
Paging Dr. Zewing.
You say something?
Yeah, learning the game. How to learn the game. You got number 1.
Game.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically be a dirty casual. Like I notice a lot of people want to learn this, but they want to start off speedrunning instantly. That's like the worst idea ever. Like, you gotta really play through the game to like understand it.
That's very good. See, a lot of people always they try that in lots of games. They want to go be the best speedrunner at a game, and they enter a race and they don't know how to play normally, and they mess up the speedrun strat, and they don't know what to do. They just sort of panic and flail about and die or whatever. So, good advice. Perfect. Number 1. Number 2, Trihex.
Okay, actually, I'm really, really bad at number 2.
Oh, are you? Okay.
But number 2 here is read Carl's wiki and watch Lee's tutorial and watch speedruns. Okay, so Carl made this amazing speedrun wiki, yoshyspeedruns.wikia.com, and it's actually a very good, very good. Oh yeah, he linked it awesome.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's a very, very good wiki. Like it explains every single trick. Not like some of the tricks. It explains every single trick, every bonus skip with pictures and diagrams and pop-up coloring charts and all that fun stuff. It's really, really good. So you should, anytime you have a question about anything, go to that wiki. You'll learn everything you need in no time.
Awesome.
Meanwhile, Lee made a very awesome tutorial 2-part video series where you have like a controller display input, so you can see what he's doing, and you can learn how to, if the words aren't helping you figure out how to eat enemies without losing speed, then you can watch Lee do it, and every other little small technique you'll see in action, but explained slowly in great detail. So that's a really good tool as well. But the one I'm the most guilty of completely ignoring is watching runs. I probably don't watch any of the 100% J-Runner speedruns because it's gonna sound so bad, but like they're kind of, to me, kind of boring to watch because they've just now gotten to the point where the J-Runners are playing kind of risky and doing kind of extreme strats. It was more that they were consistent, so they got really good times. But I'm getting on that now. Like Carl's really pushing me to like watch the runs of all of them to learn all the.
I'm actually kind of curious, Zewing, how many runners do you watch? Like, how much time do you spend just watching people? Do we have Zewing?
I don't know.
Can you say that? It's hard for me to hear.
Oh, okay. I'm actually
like
curious.
that's
How much time do you watch a lot of people stream, or do you just mostly just play? I'm actually kind of curious. I have no idea.
I like to watch, like, anytime a 100% runner streams on Lyco. I like going there for, like, a few minutes or longer, just depending on how it's going. And, like,
would you ever, like, watch a
few
full
things
run
from
start to
watching
finish? you ever watch like a full run start to finish?
I would. Like,
but not often.
The first one I've ever done was like watching Mai do full run because that guy's awesome.
Yeah, I love watching. I think that's actually kind of interesting because Trihex is like never watches anybody. You kind of do. I watch everything. Like every single run I watch like start to finish.
Well, I think it took him 2 months to realize there was a Zewing skip since he like never watched a run or even looked up the wiki. So when we told him about why he's not doing this, he's like, "What the fuck, guys?" And this was 2 months later.
All right, Carl. Number 3, how to learn.
Well, I was going to say, I think a lot of the people who start learning to run Yoshi's Island, they watch Trihex and they see like all this flashy, crazy stuff, and they just want it all. They want it all at the beginning. Like a lot of people want to start straight from doing 100%, and I guess it's kind of similar to the first thing. But my advice to people who want to learn Yoshi's Island is to just do any percent and just play through the game slowly. We have this thing about learning from mistakes on here. I don't know who wrote that or what that was supposed to be.
I don't know who wrote that, dude, but it's there. All right, final things to wrap up. Firstly, I had a question, which is why don't you do the mole skip? In 2-2, I think it is.
That's insane to do.
But I saw it in an IM.
Well, the moles required to get 4 red coins that are scattered.
Oh shit! I get it in my run.
You get it! Oh my god, that was the god run, Zewing. That truly was. You got the lob skip when Trihex raided you.
If you don't get that trick, your run shit. Like you have a bad time.
Definitely.
Don't reset the fun.
If you have a bad run, wait, hold on, you might get the tongue, so you know what? It's okay. It's still a good run as long as you get that tongue.
All right.
Yep.
Tongue and ass was the other thing on this miscellaneous thing. Is there any last Yoshi related things you want to say before we do records and so on? News and stuff? Any last things? Remember, you get shout outs at the end of the show, so you can save those.
Play Yoshi's Island. It's a good game.
Play Yoshi's It's a good game. Awesome. Cool.
Yeah, please play it. Like, watching me and all of them do it is not enough. You don't even comprehend 2% of how amazing this game is by watching it. You've got to play it. It's timeless. It's amazing. It is aged beautifully. Like, fuck PS4, get Yoshi's Island.
Alright, cool. Awesome.
Fired.
Obviously, go follow all of these guys to watch them anyway. I know Trihex told you not to watch them, which, but go watch them, actually. But play the game as well. It's super fun. I played it for the first time at AGDQ. Well, I'd played the Game Boy one, but play the actual SNES version. It's way better. But anyway, cool. Let's go into news and whatnot. I just got to make that to that. Where the hell's that gone? All right. Hey, news it is. So we got a few records this week. Remember, if you want to submit records, please email the SundaySequenceBreak@gmail.com. That is the preferable, bestest way to get the records on the show. Often, if you message one of us, it might end up on the show, but more often than not, you'll be met with a response of email that to the show, which is much easier. So send it to the SundaySequenceBreak@gmail.com. Right, records it is. PJ, you're going to kick us off.
Yep. All right.
Don't kick us off, please.
So I improved my ActRaiser 2 PB from way back in 2010. I improved that on Monday from 48.24 down to 44.55. So 3.5 minute improvement. It's a pretty solid run, actually. It's really good. But I'm looking to cut another 2 minutes or so off. But this game's just so ridiculous. I mean, when I was watching this back, I was getting really discouraged because there's so little time to actually save. Like, there are no major skips or anything in this game. It's just like really clean execution that saves the time. So in all these stages, I can save like 1.5 seconds if I'm perfect. So I just got to have a perfect run. That's all there is to it.
I thought you said before you reckon like 2 minutes could come off, or was that last week?
Yeah, 2 minutes can come off this one.
All right. So there are
Yeah,
that many
the
stages?
final boss rush, I can save a minute 10.
Huh.
If I do the riskiest strats and get perfect luck and don't mess up at all. But if I get hit on the final boss, I lose 14 seconds.
That was
And
an
if I get hit
exciting.
twice, I lose.
That's an exciting lift scene there.
Yeah, the boss fights are so ridiculous in this game.
Oh.
It's like, to use these ridiculously precise fights, it's really just like choreography, really. There's like no reactions at all to what the boss is actually doing. And if you mess up, the boss usually kills you. But if you nail it, the boss doesn't get to do pretty much anything at all. It's really spectacular.
Dang. This game is just really confusing to me. I mean, I don't really... There's the whole, like, what are they named after sins or something like that? Or...
Yeah, each pair of levels represents one of the deadly sins. So you fight all 7 of them and then go into the depths of hell and fight Satan. It's pretty intense.
Which one's Satan? That's not Satan, is it?
That's him.
Oh, is it?
The guy we're seeing right now.
Oh, I know,
Risen from the waist down.
Yeah.
Is he taking a bath? What is that?
He looks like a stage from Worms, I think.
Just bust into the bathroom and you just like take him out while he's scrubbing? Damn.
Well, yeah.
Death time clear. Perfect. Alright, next up, Escape 2, the TS2 record got beaten, well, obviously any version of the game. This one's especially cool because this is a slower version of the game and it actually beats the Japanese world record. So Crash 41596 got a 113.02 on the American version of the game, which we don't really know how much slower it is than the Japanese version, but the Japanese version has basically quicker gadget swapping, so you can swap on the fly without having to go through a menu, so it does save time. But it beats Japanese time by 41 seconds, so very good job to Crash 41956. 41596, I think. Damn it, I don't know which one it is. But hey. Next up we have a whole slew of Bastion runs, like just loads of Bastion runs. We got an 80%, New Game Plus, we got an All Levels New Game Plus and an All Levels New Game. Not in that order, but whatever. Basically, I guess we'll just start from the top. There's the 80% New Game Plus in 1449 by Red Buddha. It's the fastest version of the run, quite obviously. And the 80% New Game. Now, the difference here is, obviously, there's New Game and New Game Plus. But the reason this is so short, for any of you who play the game, is that there is a shard duplicating glitch, which has been very nicely explained here by Lawyer Dog Senior, who says, doubling cores and shards in 80% is done by binding the use key to the mouse wheel to get the inputs close enough that it lets you pick up the same item twice. Basically, you pick up the same item twice. Pretty straightforward. It's reasonably consistent doing it, but a lot of runs are still lost to missing one of the doubles. All story levels is basically just not doing this trick and playing as intended. The time saved in each category is changing from riskier strategies and overall better execution. So to go through these, the 80% New Game Plus is a 1449 by Red Buddha. 80% New Game is 1632 by Lawyer Dog Senior. All story levels New Game is 5014 by Lawyer Dog Senior, and all story levels New Game Plus is 4744. It's crazy that the New Game isn't that much slower than the New Game Plus, because the New Game Plus stuff is ridiculous. There are arrows that shoot absolutely everywhere. I'm kind of surprised by that. But hey, if you play Bastion, these are worth a watch because they're pretty. The double item just skips so much of the game. You can see like 30 minutes lost. But yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Yeah.
Bastion looks like a pretty neat game. I never played it, but based on watching it, it looks like it's a lot of fun.
I'll admit it.
Yeah, that's like pretty neat.
I hated it, but a lot of my friends really liked it, and it's a really popular game. So by all means, play it. I didn't like it. Perfect though. Perfect reason to go watch this run if you played it though. But yeah. Alright, cool. Next up, It's Batman. Trihex, do you want to talk about Batman? Do you want to do this for us? If you're even here. Is he here? Step on that pedal, man. All you got to do is read out the time in the console and that sort of stuff, and then someone will swoop in and save you. Trust yourself. Trust us.
So check it out. So Mr. Funk Dog, who's been, dude, I don't even know how long he was grinding away to get this Batman world record, but he finally came through, and I so regret missing the stream for this. I heard it was like hype as dick balls, dude. It was insane. But so for the longest time, it was going for 10:38, and then Dexter slaughtered that and got 10:30, and then Funk Dog came back with this glorious 10:24 80%. I mean, I wasn't around for it, but just absolutely awesome.
Yeah, like holy shit! I thought that game was done like a month ago, and they've just like continued to just destroy it, and it's been fantastic.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. He got like the luck of the gods in this run. He made it to the final level and took one extra hit, so he wouldn't be able to do the quick kill on Firebug. Well, he would, but he would die. So, yeah, it wouldn't really work. And he got a random heart drop from the very last enemy in the stage.
Oh my god, that's ridiculous, yeah.
So run would have probably been ruined. He gained time in every single level. He had green splits all the way down.
Dang. There was a lot of... I saw posts on forums for this, which is unusual to see. I think there were 7 or 8 posts on the TL thread for this, which is unusual to see for anything other than like Ocarina of Time. So it was definitely a high product. Like, a lot of people saw it. Do you know how many people were in the stream for it? Does anybody know?
I was at work.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, I was streaming during this. Just like all the other clutch runs.
I don't know. It was
a lot, though.
It was late. I think I was in bed. Well over 1,000. So there you go. But is that it for Batman? Are we done now? Or is he still going to
he's done. He's submitting it.
All right. I don't think Dexter
I think Dexter said that Dexter was done at the 10:30.
Yeah, I think he said he was. So
he's still working. He's working on a PB, but he was actually playing earlier today and yesterday. So
dang,
we'll see. But still,
I mean, I think the only way to really
cool. Good job. Next up, Blues Brothers. Sagan, do you want to tell us about the Blues Brothers?
Sure.
You don't have to say much.
Game called Blues Brothers. I've never heard of it. For the SNES. Some guy named Zekanoma got a 1929 80% on the English version. Has anyone played this game?
No, but it is like a general platformer. It was really confusing when we saw it. So.
Oh, okay.
Good job.
Yeah, I've never seen it, but yeah, good job, Zekanoma.
Good job, Sagan. All right. Next up, Feasels. Do you want to talk to us about Bomberman 64?
Oh, sure. I'm the perfect person to talk about that.
Exactly.
All right, here we go. So we got a Bomberman 64 record by Jagger G. This is a 100% run in 136.55 real time or 106.42 in-game time. And he has a little bit of comment for us here. It says, "Good evening, gentlemen. My previous record of 107.32.35 paid no mind to real time. I kept the camera zoomed out at all times, causing significant lag, paused frequently to check kill count, and even took breaks on the map screen. It seemed... See, this is why I like in-game time runs.
Yeah.
Anyway, it seemed clear that the RTA time of 1:43.58 could be easily beaten, so Footbig Mike and I have recently begun racing to encourage collaborative improvement, and it's paid off already. Despite having 4 deaths, this 136.55 not only destroys the RTA record, but, to my shock, achieves an in-game time of 106.42.06. Cutting a minute off saved me 7 minutes, or vice versa. Sure. I hope this continues to drop, but I've got a lot of Mega Man to practice for the Speed Gamers Marathon in 12 days. So,
There's a Speed Gamers Marathon in 12 days. I didn't know about that, but there is.
There you go. Well, now we know.
I didn't know that either.
So this is
I
cool.
like how he showed all of his failures. And
It's funny though.
I love that.
This is like the first actual highlight reel, or the closest we've got to one of these from him for this game, and it looks kind of cool, despite it being him dying and messing up like this.
Oh yeah, the bomb jumps are nasty.
Yeah,
they're so good.
You see that one like a V of bombs like bouncing up and down? That was so cool.
Yeah.
So this is Evolve 64. Like, it's fun, man. I do enjoy Jagger G's highlight videos. He knows how to make them.
Yeah.
Definitely. Dang, look at this. He's fighting one of the planes from Night Outlaws, but it's got legs. Sorry, Star Fox 64. My bad. Oh my god! Dude, this is crazy. But hey, congratulations, Jagger G. Hope to see that this one get improved, so we get to see more of this. Who is... no, it's Bombman Hero's the other one that people play, isn't it?
Kirk plays
yeah,
second attack and hero, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I figured. Alright, cool. Zewing, do you want to... Or unless anybody else particularly knows about this. Anybody want to jump in? If not, I'll just...
I've watched it. We'll watch Peaches running it.
Go for it. We'll give it to Zewing, because I don't want to have to try and say it.
Go for it.
You guys are too kind. Catchman, any percent in 2323 by Peaches. I've never even heard of this game. But there's a video for you to watch.
By the way.
There's a video. Do you want to try and explain it using the video?
Yeah, so it is a kind of badly made, I guess it would be a Quake ripoff, but it uses an engine called Genesis 3D, which I think was made specifically for this game, which is sort of a religious-themed, like, first-person shooter game where you're going around trying to destroy the creatures of hell that have invaded Rome. And so basically all your weapons are swords that shoot stuff out of the tip of them. And it's basically really bad. All this like flickering and like Z fighting and stuff that's going on. It's actually really entertaining, but I imagine it must be very distracting to try to run with that stuff happening. Like back there, you saw him, I don't know, do something that I think causes him to get that sword a lot faster by going out of bounds. I also know that Peaches will sometimes switch video modes for some reason. I'm not sure if that's to try to do some sort of shortcut.
It's part of his meta speedrunning techniques that he uses.
Meta speedrunning techniques.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we'll call it.
I can't tell if the graphics card is going crazy or if this is like the game. Is it played at like 2 times speed or is it normally this fast? This is just like a trip to watch.
This is normally like.
Was this an official release or is it like fanware or what?
I think it was an official release. Like they actually sold it on the shelves.
Yeah.
You know?
It's actually an official game. He said he found it at like Goodwill or something. Found it like a pawn shop.
Nice. Where else?
Got a human, where are you?
Is that a line from the game? Or?
Awesome particle.
That's from the game, yeah, that's what Satan yells at you, or whoever it is.
So that's not just what Peaches was saying as he wandered around town, like looking for a new game to play.
All these models,
it's just yelling.
Cutting edge.
You gotta check the ending out.
All right.
The big reveal is that the whole time you weren't wearing pants.
And you rescued the gingerbread man.
Yep.
Well, shit. Could always rely on Peaches to find something like this.
What are we playing next?
Alright. The end of this battle. Okay, no.
It's 1,002 hot games now.
Alright, PJ, do you want to talk quickly about I was going to say Command and Conquer, but that's not right. Commander Keen 3.
Me?
Yes, you.
Well, sure. Yeah. Zarthak did a round of Commander Keen 3 this week in 1 minute 56 seconds. Was this one of the ones that he submitted like 8 of last week?
Yeah.
He improved this time?
I think so. 1, 3, and 5 were the...
It was 2 that wasn't. Wasn't 6 done as well, or did we decide? No, we couldn't decide if there was a 6 or not.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't remember if this is the real any percent or like the any percent no major warps, whatever.
I would hope
it doesn't play much of the game at all.
Yeah.
So it probably is that.
That's the one that like warps in the second stage to like the last worlds.
I would hope so.
Well, you're going to see like the whole thing if you play that run.
Yeah, this is the entire run here.
3. No, I haven't seen this one before.
Yeah. So, I mean, minute 56, Zarthok, Commander Keen. Okay, there's a... Wait, no, did he pogo stick? I haven't seen the pogo... Yeah, there we go, okay. Yeah, I mean, I know nothing about this game or any of the Keen games.
Oh, I see. It's not a skip, it's just that all these levels are optional. So.
Oh.
Okay. Yep. I like the Commander Keen games. I never played 3, though.
I don't think I ever played
Commander Keen's fun to watch.
I played like Duke Nukem 2, which I think is the same engine, and it was pretty awesome.
It looks very similar, yeah, Duke Nukem. I think it was.
So you can literally just not play most of this game? Is that like...
Right.
I guess. I guess that's it.
It's not even a
nowhere to go
thing. You just... Huh. Well, there you go. I mean, I don't have anything to say. I'm sort of relying on you guys to fill in this space.
I like this right here going off at the top
I'm
of the
busy
thing.
just watching this. I don't think I've ever seen Commander Keen 3 before.
Oh man, you
That one kind of spoiled us. I've seen 4 through 6, but... Nope.
Yeah. I know, you look like a creepy clown. That's all I think when I see it. Is that it?
Those green guys that are walking around remind me of the guys from, like, Number Munchers.
Oh my god, that was the best game ever.
Like that.
That's like the math game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Number Munchers.
Yeah, it's so good. I used to play that all the time in school.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Dang, you just shot that robot.
Oh, there you go.
Dang. Alright. Next up, Darkwing Duck on NES by not Darkwing Duck. Huh. Any percent in 1357 by Joker. It says the run is still actually quite bad. Only good part is the last stage, and I didn't mess up as bad as I normally do on Megavolt stage. Also, the Quaker Jack fight went better than usual. All in all, better execution, still be improved by quite a lot. Is this the one that Darkwing Duck had been playing recently?
He has played it a little bit recently, but I don't know. He says that he doesn't particularly like this game, which is kind of funny because it's unfortunate because it's his namesake.
Yeah, I fucking hate Flicky, so I don't think that's a very
Yeah, me too.
It's a pretty common thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the Carl Sagan game sucks too.
Carl Sagan game is terrible.
All right.
Yeah, Joker's a classic Mega Man runner. He was in the big race today, the 1 through 6 Robot Master race. He's pretty good. So Darkwing Duck's, I'm pretty sure it's like based on the Mega Man engine, plays a lot like it. So it's not too surprising to see him on this.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's right up his alley.
Yeah. It does seem sort of Mega Man-y.
Yeah, it's Capcom.
I almost bought Darkwing Duck.
It's like a good game. It actually is. It's pretty fun. But
nice,
congrats to Joker.
Good story there, PJ. Well done. I almost did something.
Well, no, is that the game? I didn't want to interrupt.
Sorry. All right.
Yeah,
speaking of interrupting PJ,
and instead I picked up this N64 game that I regret.
All right. Disney's Extreme Skateboarding Adventure, any percent 1927 by Chrono. Depressingly, he's been
not an NES game.
It's not. It's a something kind of 3D thing. We don't really know. He's been working on that for more than 0 weeks, so it has actually been like a month or so. So it's actually not that bad. I watched it. Oh, I mean, it's terrible to watch. It's like a weird Tony Hawk's clone, but yeah, it was pretty decent the first like 10 minutes of it anyway. All right, next up. Oh, hey, finally a Donkey Kong Land speedrun. I know this game, but I'm not going to talk about it though. So Russ, you're going to go for this one. Unless anyone's played it.
Nah, Flicky, you're going to go for it since you have played it. That kind of makes sense.
Yeah, but I played it when I was like 5. I'm not sure.
Well,
this is Donkey Kong Land on the Game Boy. The US version, 100% 44:10 by Walking-Up. It's basically Donkey Kong Country, but in sepia tone and on Game Boy. It was pretty good. The cart was banana yellow according to the Nintendo team. Oh my god, it looks way worse than I remember it looking.
This actually looks way better than I was expecting.
Yeah, it's pretty good, man. It's just a slightly different version of Country.
Looking version of DKC.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
This is like a Donkey Kong Country 2 style level thing.
Yeah. It's a cool game. There are all these pirate ship levels where you climb up rope, like in Donkey Kong.
Oh man, the sprites are
And,
so big.
Yeah. You do actually get Diddy, so I don't know why he's not using him. That's interesting.
Does Cool Kid run any of these? I think I've seen him playing before.
I don't know. Oh, there's Diddy. So how? What's going on? How come he's not using Diddy all the time? I'm intrigued. But yeah, it's 100%. You get everything. It's pretty much just a DKC light, I suppose. I enjoyed it when I was a kid. Yeah, that's all. I mean, look at it.
Rolling off ledges and then jumping.
Yeah.
Yep, it's DKC.
Yeah.
Yeah, this does look surprisingly good for a Game Boy game.
Oh, dude, it's really good, man. And Game Boy games are great. What are you on about?
Whoa. No, I wouldn't go that far.
Dude, what are you talking about? Game Boy games are amazing. You don't know.
Like, there are Game Boy games that are amazing,
a
but
game
in general, I don't know.
ported to Game Boy, you
This isn't
don't
a
really
port,
know what to
though.
expect.
It's not a port. It's an individually made game. It just
Right, but
uses
you
a
never
light
know what to
version.
expect with a Game Boy game, because like 80% of the library is trash.
Oh. Dang. Depressing, PJ. Really sad. Great console. Everybody should have one.
Not depressing, just keeping it real here.
Whoa. I'm not a pessimist, I'm a realist.
PJ decided to keep it real.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. Like, GBA and beyond is when, like, mobile Nintendo gets, like, amazing. But I can't recall too many, like, GB or GBC games that are, like...
Dude, what are you talking about? Did you not love Mario and Yoshi? You must have loved that shit. Dang.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, it's a silly puzzle game. Like, I thought it was going to be like Yoshi's Island when I got it, but...
Oh, you mean like Yoshi? Like the game Yoshi where you're spinning the, like,
oh, is it
columns?
just called...
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Yoshi.
is it just called Yoshi?
Game's awesome.
Oh, no, it's called Mario and Yoshi and you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the one where the little blocks fall and you stack them and there's the eggshells and
you make Yoshis.
Yeah,
Anyway,
okay, so
regardless.
I had the NES port, so I don't know the Game Boy stuff.
Oh, dang. Dust Force. Trihex, do you want to talk about Dust Force? Because you have no choice.
Alright. Dust Force!
I have no choice.
Frank Dud did the speedrun of Dust Force apparently on PC, indicated by this really awesome scroll wheelless badass retro 90s mouse icon.
Yep.
And he gets it in 5303. Oh, this looks badass, dude.
It's a cool game.
Dude, what is this game?
Yeah, it's a straight
Alright, tell me about this game, because actually I'm excited now.
It's,
Wow. Okay, hold on. Go ahead.
dude, like it's like one of the, I suppose, ultra hard modern platformers with wall jumps, like Meat Boy style. But you have to clear up all the dust or leaves or whatever it is on each stage. Different characters, slightly different skills. You get
They got
dust combos.
slightly different movement techniques. It's pretty neat.
It's I should get around to
Meat
playing it.
Boy meets Mario Sunshine meets awesome.
That was a surprisingly good way of putting it. Yeah.
I like these combo moves like that right there.
Yeah. Maybe it's a bit more N if you've played that game, the indie N on PC, that Flash game. It's a bit more like that, but it's definitely got that vibe to it.
So,
but yeah,
I was wondering, is like this main character some kind of like samurai janitor? I mean, it's got this like kind of feudal-esque like feel to it, you know.
There's a whole collection of them of samurai janitor type things. There's a whole crew, man.
This is an underground samurai janitor scene that we're just like oblivious to. Like, I feel bad now.
This game was made for them, and it hit the mainstreams, bringing awareness to about the samurai janitor plight everywhere. But how do you think your school stayed so clean, man, with all those kids about? Samurai janitor. I'm obviously assuming your school was clean. That's maybe not a good idea. But this is the SS All Levels, which is sort of also 100%-ish. You have to clear up all the dust in every stage to unlock the next one, so it's a cool category. It's surprisingly extensive for a single segment run like that. But hey, next up, Fatal Frame. Oh, that's the funky one with the camera, right? The creepy Japanese game? Right?
I have no idea.
Sure.
Huh?
The whole time I was looking at this title, I thought it was Fatal Fury.
Anybody want to chip in? Anybody want to back me up here?
Well,
Nope.
I don't know if it's PS2 or Xbox. Most probably PS2, though. Also,
I'm pretty
can't
sure
find
it's
the video for
PS2.
this. That's all.
As far as I recall, it's a PS2 game where it's a Japanese girl with a camera and she's taking pictures of ghosts and stuff. Apparently, really good game. I have no idea what a speedrun of it would look like. I guess wandering around taking photos of ghosts. But hey, it's an 80% in 125/46 by zero shift. Good job. I'm intrigued by what a run of that would look like.
A survival horror version of Pokemon Snap.
Yeah, exactly. Except it's not on rails. But yeah, cool.
I was making that up. I'm glad I was close to the
That
mark.
was
Yeah.
good. I have a pretty clear picture now.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right. Anybody played this game, Final Fantasy Legend 3?
Oxnard has.
I actually have.
All right. Perfect. Sagan, do you want to talk about this game? You don't have to say much.
You might. Well, I've never played it, so if you want somebody who knows
Well,
about
no. We don't. There's got a comment here, so you can pretend you know about it. So.
Well, it's by Poxnor, so I'm sure it's a fantastic run. He did an 80% run of this game for Game Boy in just over 2 hours, 2:06:23. He comments, thanks to some amazing new reset using strategies discovered by Garox, I got an RTA 80% time of 2 hours, 6 minutes, and 23 seconds. The big time improvement came from Garox discovering how to manipulate a fight against 4 weak robots and 2 weak monsters so that I can quickly and easily get robot part drops. So I guess there's a big bottleneck collecting these robot parts, and this guy found a cool way to get them quicker.
Awesome. Good job. Good job, Gorox. No, I think that sounds pretty much spot on. Okay. At the risk of sounding like we know about the games that are being played, Zewing, do you want to talk about this Mega Man X3 run, which sort of came, well, it's pretty cool. I remember talking about Mushy Pan's run about, I don't know, 11 months ago. Zewing, what you got?
Yeah.
X3.
So this is Mega Man X3 in 4032, 90% by Zewing. So like let's read this lovely comment. Beat Mushy Pam by 3 seconds. Ass run.
Ass run.
At
There
about
it is.
20.
A man of few words.
So how long has Mushipan had this record for, Zewing?
Very ass.
Ages, right? It's been a long time.
He's had this world record since like I think 7 months.
Yeah.
We've got it
Like no
on
one's come close to him.
November 25th, 3 months ago.
Wait, for any percent?
Yeah.
Oh, must have.
Oh, well, he's had it, though, for ages.
Oh yeah, he was on.
He's
So-
improved his own time, but he's
Yeah, no
had
one's
it.
beaten his
Yeah.
time except now.
Yeah. And that's,
Oh.
I would say that's even longer than 7 months. I remember asking, like, Caleb about, or, well, some Tiki about X3 or whatever, ages and ages ago. It might even have been in the first episode. But hey. What's cool about X3? Is this the one with a bunch of, cheap boss kills, or is that only in Zero? Am I getting it right? Is there a bunch of looped AI?
Yeah.
Basically, this game is all about AI manipulation, like very little luck. So it's your time is mostly
Yeah,
reflective of your skill, not RNG.
Oh, dang, and
God,
you get the
elevators.
Quite an elevator skip there.
Dude, that was fucking sick,
Yeah, that was a
dude.
real
Oh
good
my
elevator.
God.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. I loved watching that every time.
Yeah.
That's another reason people don't like running this game. If you can't do that, you really can't compete.
Mm.
Also, he about
So wait,
killed me
can we
there.
agree that that
If you
X3 is the hardest X game, right?
No.
No.
X2.
No.
X2, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
landing the
X2.
Shoryus is pretty ridiculous.
But that
X2 is just a super technical game because there's like so many movement-based weapons in it.
Yeah, but that elevator skip is ridiculous. It's real obscene.
Yeah, it's one of the bottlenecks in the game for sure.
Yeah.
That's good stuff,
Okay,
man.
Coke. So next up we have Mighty Morphing Power Rangers. I really would like to go grab a drink, so I'm going to go do that and leave it to Feezy Fees to talk about, or at least read out the time and so on while I'm gone. Can you do that, please?
Sure. I probably can handle that. I'm sorry that Mighty Morphin Power Rangers has driven Flicky to drink, but I guess it doesn't take much. So we have an any % run of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers by Gansho1 in 31:36. And, let me see. He says, wow, this started as trying to beat the SDA run, and it ended with Dan Showan destroying the game completely. I guess he didn't say that unless he refers to himself in the third person, but that is
someone else sent
apparently
us
what
this
happened.
message.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, let me figure out what it was. Because someone broke the record earlier in the week, and then Dan Show 1 crushed that one. And that same guy sent us an email notifying us. I don't think I'll be
this
able.
looks great, though.
But this is actually a pretty good game. Surprisingly. You wouldn't think that a Power Rangers game would be good.
Right, or
I
a beat 'em up
wouldn't,
that's
at least.
literally just 2 dimensions and doesn't have like a, like double dragon style thing
Right.
going on.
Yeah, it's actually pretty fun, though. I remember playing this game a lot as a kid. I enjoyed it. Yep. That's all I've got. I'm just watching now. Really enjoying this.
Shout outs
like
to optimized sprite resources. I love how the Pink Ranger is literally a male ranger with a palette change.
Yeah.
When she's in uniform, yeah. I was like trying to look at her sprayed here. I'm like, male ranger with a palette change.
Yeah, same with me. I was like, the shape doesn't quite seem right.
Yeah, there we go. Look at those manly thighs. Oh, so good.
She just gets mad buff when she puts on the spandex.
Yeah, wow, just like...
Don't worry about it.
Oh my gosh, you're not joking. That skinny waist
shit,
is
she
gone
lives.
in the
And that's
Power
how
Ranger
Ranger
uniform
celebrates too. See, the same.
Awesome. I wonder why I pick the Pink Ranger all the time, if that's just a matter of choice, or are the characters significantly different? Anyone who's played this?
Probably
They have different weapons, don't they? She has that little bow thing.
Maybe she moves faster? Something? Surprising
movement
technical
speed is
game.
my guess.
We gotta inquire about this.
Ranged attack.
Range attack, alright.
Yes, Trihex was right, man. Got the bow. Alright. Next up, Punch Out. Russ as the resident best friend of Sinister. You're going to talk about Punch Out.
Okay, let me get us queued up here, but we have... What the hell? Don't...
Uh-oh.
Okay, no, I have a video somewhere. Just give me a sec. Alright. So we have Mike Tyson's Punch-Out by Sinister 1 in 16 minutes and 56 seconds, the single segment playthrough of this. And he's been working at this game for such a long time. I mean, this is like it's like his game, you know. This is his primary game, and he hasn't even had the world record on it. But he's had like a lot of individual level times that were the best. But this guy named Matt Turk has had the record for a really long time. And I think like since like 2004 or 5 or something, like a really long time. And the thing that's always like ate at him is that there was no video for his run, so Sinister's always been just going for that time just with no reference. But he's finally got it. I think this beats it by about 3 seconds. So actually, there's a highlight here. Let me skip to the Bull and Tyson fight. I think that's what these are. But he has a little shout out here. Sinister One says, thanks to all the people that made this record possible, including the entire old school MTPO community. Special thanks to Matt Turk and Adelicott for their groundbreaking innovations, and Zallard1 for his revolutionary buffer strats. So there's been a lot of people hyping up in his stream over the past few weeks as he's been doing world record attempts on stream. And everyone knows, Sinister One is like the man with this game. He's done so many like blindfolded playthroughs at marathons, so it's only appropriate that he grinds it out and manages to get his time finally. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's real great. I think he said that this is the first time anyone's beaten Matt Turk in anything Punch-Out related since like 2003 or something.
Wow.
With the exception of, I think, the King Hippo IL, which a Delicat did like last year or something.
I mean, it's such a
So,
long-standing record.
pretty huge.
I've never heard of any other like records that have stood around for so long, except for like Hood Ruby or something, Super Metroid.
Well, this record, I think, is only like 3 years old.
Oh, it is? Really? I thought it was.
Yeah, I
much
think
older
it's a
than that.
2010, but Matt Turk just hasn't been beaten since 2003.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
That's pretty insane. Yeah, every time I hear Sinister One commentate about this game, like I don't hear any other games that have like so many frame perfect tricks. Like you hear the word, okay, so drinking game, take a drink every time you hear the word frame perfect in Sinister One stream. I mean, there's so much like supposedly frame perfect stuff all over the place, and this game is all about like visual and audio cues, like looking at the crowd in the background when you see something, you react to it and you press a button and it turns out to be like a frame perfect kind of technique. And of course, he finishes up with the 1-round Tyson fight at the end, and if anyone knows Mike Tyson in this game, is just ridiculously hard to beat, much less in 1 round. So
Yeah, it is frame perfect, the game. Well,
frame perfect the game, yeah. Every input is frame perfect.
yeah,
Yeah.
every single one.
105, wow. That's so fast.
Ooh,
Yeah,
there it is.
that's such a fast first knockdown. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like I think I've seen him do round 1 with 115 on that first knockdown.
Man, I think there's something crazy, like if Tyson can do the 8-second delay between his jabs if he wants, which he obviously doesn't do here. But I thought I remember Sinister saying that if he does that, you can't round 1 him, or 1 round him.
Oh yeah, it's
Something like that.
So much luck involved in this game too. This is like luck and frame perfect of the game. It's insane, and it actually managed to work out for him in this run. Like what was it? What was the previous guy that he fought right before Tyson? He saved like 40 seconds or something in that split.
Is that Macho Man? Or is that
Super Macho.
Sandman? I think Sandman's way earlier. I think that's Macho Man.
It's macho. The newspaper said macho.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just naturally drawn to that word. I can pick it out of anything.
Every time I see the newspaper, I think of the
split.
background that we made.
Oh,
Yeah, that was good.
PJ's pants.
Okie coke.
So congrats, Sinister, man. Totally congrats.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well done, man.
Good job. Dude.
Yeah.
Good job. This game knocks. I just want to check if anybody has played this before I give it to Sagan.
Nope.
Nobody? Perfect. Sagan.
Oh, sorry, I had my microphone muted. That's never happened before.
No. I thought you were trying to
Okay,
dodge
it's-
again.
So I don't know. I feel like PJ should have this. This guy's name is so. Okay, so there's this game.
Nice try.
That was good though.
But
That was
he's
nice.
switched closer to you, I think.
I guess you can play as different classes in this game, and this guy chose to play as the wizard. It's a segmented run though, so who really cares? No, I'm just kidding. Oh snap! He completed the game in 38 minutes and 51 seconds. This guy Joxt, PJOXT, something like that. And he has some comments that went along with it. Here's the best game. He says, "Here's the best game no one ever runs." I'm not sure about that. This is probably my final run of this category. It's an improvement of around 4.5 minutes over my old run. The major difference between this and my old run is that I use an earlier version of the game, which has a few useful glitches such as walking on lava or spikes without taking damage. It also let me channel a lightning spell or the Staff of Oblivion without dropping my reflective shield. Biggest time savers in this run are skipping the death rays in chapter 10 with a wall plus push trap plus trigger trap combo, using the lava walk glitch to run over lava in chapter 7, using 4 fireball traps plus trigger trap to burst down, I guess, a monster or boss called Horrendous, and skipping level up animations with
Horrendous.
quick save plus quick load. I'll probably do segmented warrior run next. Shoutouts to Reality Zero for never finishing his warrior run. Congrats,
Wow.
T-Jocks, for playing this underappreciated game. Getting a good time.
It looks like Diablo. Are we
I
all
was
thinking?
going to say, it looks like
say,
Diablo with this like fog of war thing going on.
I'm just making sure. Are we all thinking that? Okay, I just had to make sure.
Yep.
Okay, we're all thinking the same thing. Don't worry.
Yeah, it came out a long time ago. Like, I want to say it came out like late 90s or something, or early 2000. Just like Diablo 2 or Diablo style clone, point and click action RPG on PC.
Okay, it was released before Diablo 2. So there you
Diablo
go.
Die Hard.
Yeah, I saw stairs, man. It's definitely Die Hard. It's definitely like Die Hard. But there they are. I can see them. All right. Next up, we got some Paper Mario runs. As we've seen quite a lot of recently, Paper Mario getting its fame. This is Paper Mario on Virtual Console, right? That's why there is a Wii icon for any of you before you get angry. This Japanese version, any percent in 251.18 by Headstrong 1290. Did somebody take this beat this and then he beat them this week? Did I see that happen or not?
This is the only one that I've seen, I think. It's very likely that it was beaten before him, though.
Okay. And then to go along with that, Paper Mario Sticker Star on 3DS, US version 80% 40825 by Rixos. You've played that, right, Trihex?
Yeah, I haven't actually finished it yet, though.
Is it any good?
But it's pretty crazy. It's not it's all about resource management. It's not you don't really have to like abuse badges or anything like that.
All right, cool.
But I may get into it later though. But I have to check it out actually. I have to watch that run when I get a chance.
Yeah. All right, PJ,
Yeah.
this is for
So,
you.
yeah, Mecha Richter improved the block time once again. The time to beat is now 36:47 in the any percent with warps category. This game is it's so ridiculous to run. I think most of you watching have probably never seen what these warps actually look like, so I included a lot of them in this clip. It's absolutely ridiculous. The game starts, like the very first level, you just run to the left and there's a warp zone there. But it's a really ingenious game. Like there's all kinds of really varied gameplay. And it has this amazing flashback world where you play as your grandfather. That's like silent film style.
Yeah.
So it's got
His
like the
mustache.
flickery black and white screen with a mustache block. This level is ridiculous too. Like you can throw your limbs off to attack if you haven't noticed. And in this stage, you have to throw your legs at these targets to break the path to move forward. And you have to play the rest of the stage without your legs. So whenever you move, you just bounce normally. And it's really hard to control. Like you can't jump at all because you don't have legs. So you have to just time your bounce to get across those gaps. The big mistake in this run is that he failed this motorcycle warp like 3 times, and you'll probably see why. He had a really, really, really good run through through this warp this time, one that you're watching right now. And he finishes with like no time remaining. It's unbelievable how hard they made these warp zones.
Is there not like a better way to get through those green blocks?
there
So
isn't.
that's just weird.
Yeah, the task finishes with like 0.8 or something.
Dang.
There's a cool trick that I found that the task applied in a few other places where you can fly underneath these levels. So the whole last world you use these really clunky, awful vehicles. The same ones that you use in the warp zones. And if you fly underneath the stage, you can skip 3 of them completely. This tank level here is the second last stage in the game, and it's by far the hardest. But Mech Richter found this skip. He and Ramscout found it accidentally, but he figured out how to actually control it.
That's a plot continue.
Yeah, right. So you get you collect these. Oh, geez, I don't even know what they're called. I'll say block emblems. When you finish a stage, you get one of those, and when you collect 4 of them, you get a continue. And the game assumes that, in order, like, if you get a continue, you obviously finish the stage because you get the. Love the ending screen. Too good. So if you get a continue, you obviously finish the level because you get the plaque emblem at the end. But if you get, so when you die and you continue, it starts you in the level after the level where you got the continue. but some levels have the block emblems in the middle of them. So he collects one of those in the tank level and then game overs. And when he continues, he starts in the next stage. And it seems like 2.5 minutes or something ridiculous because the tank stage is so long. So pretty great skip. He's still finding new stuff all the time. It's a really cool game.
Okay.
So we'll see that come down a lot.
All right, cool. So this one, I'm pretty sure this is heart gold, right? Not just regular gold. On GBA. Am I right? That Trihex?
No, I think it's gold. Actual gold.
I didn't think he was running actual gold.
Yeah, he still is.
Oh, okay.
Both of them.
It's regular gold. Okay, cool, right. So it's Game Boy Color, any percent glitchless in 335.04, which is 320. Sorry, 335.04 is real time. 329 is Game Time by Worcester. Who else? And there's a little comment here. Oh no, wait, no, there isn't. Scratch that. Sorry, I got confused because he's working on both heart gold and regular gold at the same time. All right. Okay, and then Pokemon the Trading Card Game on Game Boy Color as well. The US version, any percent in 106.27 by Aneaslaw. I don't think we got a comment about that. It's 2 minutes faster than his STA run. That game's pretty fun, except my game kept deleting all of its save files. Does anybody know
there used to be a lot of races and stuff on SRL for this game, right? I haven't seen any in a while, but this used to be really huge.
Yeah, there was crazy hype for this a while ago. Like Flicky and Cypher were, I think Nest Kamikaze too, were racing it like all the time.
Does anybody know if the enemy deck orders are the same? I guess none of you would, but when you played normally, at least for me, it seemed like the enemy deck orders were exactly the same every time. So I don't know if that's the case or not, if anybody in chat could say. But regardless, next up is Portal 2. If anybody wants to talk about Portal 2, go right ahead, right now. Go for it. Actually, no, stuff it. I'll pick somebody. Zewing, you can talk about Portal 2. If you're not dead, of course.
Internet.
His internet's been pretty cruddy. So let's go with...
So hey, it is me, Zewing.
Yeah, there you go.
Znernicus set broke the Portal 2 record again this week with a 109.42. I don't know if that's including the load times or not. I'm assuming it is, though. So he says here, a week or two ago, my record for Portal 2 single segment got beaten by about 10 seconds by Spyronite after a bunch of new skips were discovered. I finally managed to take it back, improving my PB by just over 1 minute. New time is 109.42, as I mentioned. I'll be going for a sub 109 time, which is definitely possible with a very good run. I always love seeing highlight clips of this because the game looks so ridiculous.
Well, this is actually just the whole thing, so...
Just the whole run.
Yeah. But yeah, it's hard to follow, that's for sure.
It's so hard to find a part with gameplay because the levels are completed actually like so fast. It's all just like transition rooms. Look, every time I click, it's a transition room.
There's so much loading. There's so much loading. It's ridiculous.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not including loads. Okay.
Not including loads, right? See, it's so much loading. What the fuck? So now you're at a point in the game where there might be a bit less loading, but the early stages just. Wait, actually, hang on. I think you're about to hit a load. No.
Yeah. Orange entries have highlight timestamps in them.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's what was that time, PJ?
109.42.
So good job to Znernicus. Still playing this game, I guess then. Cool to see. Next up, we got a few platformer games coming up. Ratchet and Clank 3. PS2 version, any percent, 148.29 by Zem Hanort. I'm going to assume, or hoping, that this isn't New Game Plus. He said he's going for 145 because this run just wasn't that good. But cool. Let me know when you get a good run and I'll watch it. Until then, if you're not happy with your run, I'm not going to watch it. It's cool to see...
that's your punishment.
Yeah, that's it. It's cool to see a non-New Game Plus being run, so good job there. Then Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus.
Let me do it. I want to do it.
Okay, dude, go for it.
Awesome. All right, so check it out. The best Sly Cooper so far, the first one, done by my man Surreal, 100% in 2:38:30. Fun fact here, I actually did a speedrun Sly Cooper like in 2006, but it's very, very shitty, and I never want anyone to see it because it's so fucking bad. But man, the scene's gotten insane. Like, Amy Alzman's and Surreal have figured out so many tricks now. Like, there is so much that this if you've ever played a Sly Cooper before, you should watch this run. Like, I don't know, he didn't leave any comments about how good it is. I'm a little bit behind the scene, but it will blow your mind how much there is to this one now.
Yeah, and this is, for the record, unskippable cutscenes. So 100% with unskippable cutscenes in 238.30. So, yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. I mean, at least 25, 30 plus minutes of that is going to be cutscenes. Oh man, the dancing game.
Annie's favorite game.
Yeah.
See, it's not really the how slow the boss is that's horrible. It's the slow as fuck talking cutscene before that. Like, she talks so goddamn slow. You want to just punch your ears.
Dang. But yeah, it's cool. I know Surreal's been playing this game on and off for ages. It's his style. So, yeah, cool stuff. Good to see. Dang, that camera.
Yeah, I'm excited to try out Sly 4, but I don't know. I have to
they're
wait
making
until
one?
It's already out.
All right.
Sly Cooper Peace in Time for PS3.
All right. I know they released the HD version, the collection. Didn't they?
Yeah, I need to get that too, actually.
Yeah.
But I'm being Jewish. I'll wait till everything's free.
Is that what they do? I wasn't aware of that. But, next up, HDL has improved his Sonic 3 and Knuckles time again. This is any % Tails. He's really, really good at this game.
He's a monster.
It's 26:49 game time, which is generally how Sonic is run due to silly things with the timer, and 38:22 real time. But go check him out if he's streaming ever. You should be able to get to his Twitch from that delightful link from Arcano in chat there. Okay, Spyro 3 Year of the Dragon. Any of you played this? Come on. Somebody needs to do this.
I have.
Excellent. Go for it.
This is Spyro Year of the Dragon, which is the third Spyro game. And we got a time of 3 hours, 56 minutes, 38 seconds by Tautauzium. And this is the 117% category, which is basically 100%. They just don't know how to count. We got us a comment here, and it said this is on PS2. And he's very glad he got sub 4. He's been working on it for a while, and he's glad he got it.
Yeah, this is a really long category. A bunch of guys have been playing it, though. There've been 117% races. Toto's again has been pretty much up there the whole time. But I can't imagine spending 4 hours playing a platformer like this.
Yeah, that's really long for a platformer.
That's so much, and the Spyro games have such high standards with movement and stuff like that that's so long for a platformer to just constantly be doing stuff.
Yeah.
Hats off to him for that. And this is Sergeant Bird, was it? That guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's I was trying to think of his name. Sergeant Bird, that's it.
With a Y. The best.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's long speedruns, but this is definitely going to be pretty exhausting, I would say. As much as a game can be.
Yeah. I imagine you wouldn't do more than 1 or 2 attempts at this.
Yeah.
In a day.
Oh god, if you could do 2 attempts in the day, I don't think I would say 1.
Yeah. But then again, I've seen Karakarn finish a run of Final Fantasy X and then immediately start a new one afterwards. So
well, there was that Japanese guy who got the world record in Final Fantasy IX, do you remember? His 3rd attempt of the day?
Yeah.
He finished 2 runs and was like, no, I can do better. Jesus.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Good job, Toto. He's been working hard to get that below 4 hours, so congratulations. Super Star Wars, The Empire Strikes. I thought I said SSX Empire Strikes Back, and I was so confused.
Yeah, every time I look at that abbreviation, I thought I did it wrong, because I keep thinking of something else.
But it's South by Southwest Empire Strikes Back on the SNES, US version, 80% easy, and 43:12 by Jaden. It's 8.5 minutes faster than Striker's old PB/world record.
Yep.
And
And,
this game is amazing.
That's a huge improvement.
There's a bit of an update. He has a 4222 now, but
Oh.
we just found out about it like when the show started.
Okay, cool.
Actually, an hour into the show. But yeah, huge improvement.
All right. Suikoden, Suikoden on PSX, US version, any percent in 34026 by Zev. My God, Zefagged.
You got it. Well done.
So this is a 10-minute improvement over the previous record. The main glitch in this game is the bribe glitch, where you can mash the bribe button, and if you have enough money, the game will think that the boss is a regular enemy, and you can skip the fight. Every boss in the game can be bribed, including the final boss. There are some major mistakes and hiccups, but overall, I feel it's quite good. Not quite optimal, but getting there. This is the series with 1 billion characters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Just to check, I sort of know which one it is. So that's Suikoden by Zevagged. So congratulations.
Well done.
This game is called Super Bonk. Who would like to talk about Super Bonk? And you get 50 points if you don't make any sort of suggestive, euphemisms during this thing.
50 points incoming.
I've only played Bonk's Adventure, so I don't know.
Uznara got a 2849, any percent with warps, and Super Bonk. I didn't even know that this existed for the Super Nintendo, to be honest. I know that there's a whole bunch of TurboGrafx versions, I think.
Super Bonk's not on TurboGrafx. Only Bonk 1, 2, and 3. Like, I don't know if this
Sorry,
is
it really called Super Bonk?
I didn't even know that Super Bonk was a game. I just knew the Bonk series.
Yeah, the Bonk series is awesome. I don't know, like Flicky's just like geeking out here, but fucking Bonk is amazing, dude. This Bonk is such a cool series.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Igor,
Like,
that's a little weird.
Bonk on drugs.
Oh man, rage.
You're jumping on rage. You're constantly changing sizes. You change into like this disheveled, like crazy version of Bonk at the end. It's really bizarre.
So
This
like
game is amazing.
the mechanic
And
of
then
Bonk is obviously you can jump, but like the other button like makes you spin in midair. So if you mash it, like you can float around. But the thing is, like each time you spin. Like, the first time you do it, you'll be upside down, and your head, you can land on enemies and hurt them. But if you press it again, you'll be right side up, and if you land on an enemy, you'll take damage. So if you mash the button to do a bunch of spins in midair, like, you have to know how many times you've pressed it if you want to be able to, like, land on top of an enemy. So, actually, in the TurboGrafx version, there's, like, an auto-fire button on TurboGrafx, so you can just hold it down and just, like, float around. But I don't know if they have that for Super Nintendo. But it's, like, a pretty challenging series of platformers. Like, the physics is kind of weird and, like, kind of hard to get used to, but... like, the music's awesome, good gameplay, and just, like, funky, like, weird graphics that are, like, really cool.
What is that?
Pretty awesome.
Oh, like a banana dragon.
This.
It's a banana dragon, man. Look at that. Dang. Dude, look how big his head is.
Might need to buy this. Oh my god.
Dude, they made such a huge deal, like, in New Super Mario Brothers about that, like, giant shroom shit. Super Bonk had it done.
Wait, is Bonk a girl, or is it Caveman?
Probably.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so that game was called Super Bonk, and still is called Super Bonk. And you said Bonk so many times, and someone said the mechanics of Bonk, which is the greatest thing I've heard all day. So thank you very much.
Bonk is amazing.
Too good.
Alright, Super Castlevania 4 SNES Japanese version, 80%, 3350. This is by SDA timing. By Hanage Belmondo. Is that his Japanese guy? Or?
Yeah.
Okay. And it says this is before he implemented 4.4 zip in runs. So I'm guessing that that's going to be improved very soon, right?
Wow, he's doing the 4.4 zip?
Oh, it said
Wow,
he's not.
That's insane.
He said he hasn't done it yet, so.
Yeah, but before he implemented it means he's doing it now, assuming.
I've seen him practicing that zip, and it looks amazing.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing to add. Holy smokes.
Okay, well, hopefully he gets a run with it in so we can look at it on the show. I'm intrigued now.
Yeah, that's a mad good time. He's just been crushing that game lately.
Speaking of crushing and destroying the Soviet uprising, feasel. It's your time to shine.
What game? Oh, this game. Oh, what?
Go for it. It's dodgeball.
I didn't have my thing queued up here. All right, Super Dodgeball. What can I say about this game that hasn't already been said before? Basically, nothing. No. Well, so let me see. This was last week. We were at what, 6 minutes even or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, there's no link for it? Oops, I didn't paste it in there. It's highlighted on this channel if you want to see it. This run is available to see. We're at like 6 minutes even. I think like I'm in usual, this back to the old Rygar pattern. Like a day after Sunday sequence break, I beat his time by 7 seconds, and then he comes back and beats my time by like 16 seconds or something like that. So now the time is 5:38 is so low that it's like it's pretty much just luck at this point. Everything that you can do to manipulate the position of the computer to get it lined up so you hit all three guys each time is pretty much already being done. There's a couple fights where maybe you could get an extra throw in there, or one fewer throw, here or there, but it's basically a lot of luck. It took him a little bit of time to get the Swami skipped, so maybe that part could be done about 4 or 5 seconds faster, I suppose, but really it's getting down about as low as it can go. I think my best splits put together are maybe only about 15 seconds faster than that, with absolute best times on every match. So I don't think that it's really going to get much better. I'm certainly not going to do any attempts at it for a while. I may be eventually, but we'll see.
This looks way laggier than your video did.
It's a laggy game. The game lags a ton, and it eats inputs while it's lagging, which is one of the hard parts. Every time you throw the ball, you want to mash the B button. Don't ever just press a button once. If you want to run, you want to not just double tap. You want to just keep tapping until you see that the guy's running. That's one of the things that you just got to get used to. I don't know. It's pretty neat. And he has in this last fight here, this is one of the longest fights. These guys just have so much health and so much defense. But he manages, the computer throws it back to him once, which is really nice. He could have lost the run right there if the computer decided to pass it to a line man rather than passing it. I'm doing a weak throw right back at you. But he gets them grouped, and once they're low on stamina and they're grouped together, basically you just keep throwing and finishing them off. Just like in River City Ransom, when they get low on stamina, they'll just sit there panting after they get up off the ground. And if you got them in a good grouping, you can just finish the match off right there. And he got that fairly early on, so he just plowed through this Shadow Clones fight. Anyway, great run.
All right, good. Cool. Next up is Mario Land 6 Golden Coins for the Game Boy. This is the Any% 2705 by Controller Head. This is now well below the Japanese time that they didn't have video for before. I don't really know. Well, I guess the time just saved by them doing better, really. But there's no warps or anything like this in this game, so this is actually every stage except... Well, yeah. I guess
there are
it must be.
secret levels in the game. So there's an 80% and a 100%, and this is just going through all the stages as quickly as you can. There are a few extra ones that I've played.
Do you have to go to the Star World for this? Or the moon, or whatever it is?
You do go to the Star World, but you don't go to the moon in the Star World.
Right.
This category doesn't have any glitches at all, and the old STA run of this is 32 minutes, so 5 minutes have come off of that now just due to pure platforming and optimization.
Yeah.
One of the cool tricks that you just saw is you can actually hover forever if you just mash the button with the carrot, which is kind of cool. You can just keep on going forever. It's like Super Mario World all over again with the cape. It has some pretty cool tricks in it too.
Oh, this is a bubble. Yeah, this is caping.
Oh, the bubble's only in one level.
Yeah, the bubble is only one level. Yeah.
There's this kind of weird glitch in this game that's pretty cool. It's not really a glitch. I don't even know. But basically, if you hold down jump, the hold is as hard as you can, as long as you can, you actually get a shorter jump than if you release it just like midway through the jump. It's really strange. So it's got, and when people figured that out, it was this cool thing where you realize you can just jump to things that you can make jumps that you otherwise didn't think you could make. Once we figured that out. So, but there's 3 guys that have been doing this run for quite some time: Piraeus, Controller Head, and Mug. Yeah, Mug. And they've just been passing the world record back and forth. Like, when I played this game a few months ago, it was at like 27:30, 27:50, and they have just like murdered it since then. Piraeus actually has the world record right now at 27 flat. And so it's almost sub 27. But that's on emulator, so Controller Head has the console world record still.
Did you enjoy this when you played it? Was it the first time you played it when you played it recently?
Oh, I played this as a kid a whole bunch. That's probably why I like it so much.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what people who hadn't played it as a kid would make of it, because I love it, playing it as a kid.
Oh, yeah, this game
me
is
too.
amazing.
Yeah. I just...
Without the nostalgia goggles, I don't know either what it would be
like. The music, like, really creeped me out as a kid. I don't know, it was, like, such, like, moody, like, music, you know, when you go into, like, the witches,
Pumpkin
like,
Zone
castle and stuff, and,
Pumpkin Zone scared me.
Me
but
too, man.
Macro Zone scared me.
The pigs were just, like, fucked, man. Completely freaky.
You're right, those pigs were crazy! I forgot all about that.
Dude, the pigs that shoot cannonballs at you as well. Fuck those guys. Dang,
Disturbing
that game was cool. Alright, Zewing, you have the Yoshi episode record to talk about. Well, 2, in fact. So go for it.
Okay, well, we got the 90% warpless world record for Yoshi's Island at 148.22 by Zewing. I think this, Resident Sleeper percent, well, this beat Carl's run by like 28 to 30 seconds, and he's had the record since like last July. So he's had it for a long ass time. Probably because it's so boring and no one wants to run it.
What was your PB before this, Zewing?
Prior to this run.
Did you just like improve your time by like 3 minutes in one run?
150, 50. Basically whatever my PB was at Sandython.
Yeah, that was like, you just did it all in one giant thwomp.
Why bother wasting your time on all these runs that aren't going to improve the run by loads? Why bother? Just do all your improvements in one go. Saves time.
Exactly. Saves time.
But that was for 90% warpless. Like, until recently, there was only 2 categories, but there was always an understood 80% category since nobody really invested time into warps. Well, Black Yoshi figured out how to do 5-4 consistently and just like destroyed 80% now. But his time's not on here. We just got because he beat Black Yoshi by 2 seconds.
Dang.
Yeah, it was
that's actually really. I feel so bad for Black Yoshi. Like, he got the 80% with warps world record, and then 2 hours later, Mai took it from him, and then he got it back again, just like, was it 2 days ago, 3 days ago, something like that, and then Mai gets it again by 2 seconds. So, poor Black Yoshi. He's sitting there trucking. He's like the guy in the, you think Zewing is like the underdog? Well, now Zewing, it just completely owns Yoshi's Island, but I mean, like, so a lot of people haven't heard of him, so you definitely should. But Black Yoshi's just like been just sitting here grinding at this game for forever, and
I was really surprised when I heard he got the the with warps time, because I knew he'd been playing it, but I sort of stopped paying attention to the Yoshi community, and like when I saw that Lee and Black Yoshi and that like good times, like really good times, especially Black Yoshi's, I was like, huh, I totally like, yeah, it sort of came out of nowhere as far as I'm concerned. All right.
Yeah. Wait, I just want to say, huge shout out to Black Yoshi. But man, I cannot wait till he graduates to 100%. He's been telling me he's going 100% for like a year now. I'm waiting to come to the 100% master race, and like, because anyone who plays this game and speedruns it, it is so much more fun to me. 100%, like totally.
All right. We got Punch Out, Super Punch Out this time. PJ, do you know about this one, right?
Sure. Yeah, I can talk about this one.
Go for it.
All right. So Zallard beat his PB in single segment all circuit Super Punch Out. Same type category as the Mike Tyson Punch Out that Sinister did. He got a 3-minute 4-second 0.16 time. Obviously, that's in-game time. So he's got a comment here. This run as a whole is incredibly solid. That's the truth. Like last time, the only thing that really cost significant amounts of time was bad RNG. The biggest offender was Hoy, which ended up costing a ton of time because he dodged everything he possibly could, which I'm pretty much helpless to prevent or counter. The only way I can really beat this time realistically is to do a super risky Macho Man strat in every attempt where I'm behind and get a solid special circuit. This is the turning point where attempts are going to start getting really strict now. I'm now beginning to implement outrageously risky task strats, which I always like to hear, whenever I fall moderately behind, so I'm repracticing the IL strats to make sure I'm ready to execute them properly when needed. Sub 3 minutes is still very much my goal, and I hope to reach it soon. He's been streaming these attempts lately too, so everybody should go follow Zallard and stay tuned because they're really fun attempts to watch.
All right, cool. How does this compare to Punch Out in terms of difficulty and timing and that?
If I'm remembering correctly, this game has a lot less randomness. I mean, it's still very random, but I think I remember Sinister comparing the randomness between the two, and to get to match the tasks in Mike Tyson's Punch Out, you'd have to get a 1 in 8 pattern 5 times in a row or something. And then this, it's just a few.
All right.
It's a lot less rare. In the IL table that Zallard and
Heidman.
Trying to think who else has a final time in there.
Heidman.
I think Pokey.
I thought it was Heidman.
I don't know if Heidman still has any times or not, but Heidman was definitely helping out. But anyways, that IL table matches the tasks in 80% of the fights.
Yeah.
And then the other ones are just far too random to match the tasks on, or they're 2 frames away.
Yeah, they're not far off.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, I can't imagine what it's like running this sort of game, single segment, considering it's just, you can do all of this in ILs. It must be kind of frustrating. I don't know. Yeah. I wouldn't want to do it.
Yeah, to have everything just ride on randomness, you push a button at the right time, and maybe it'll hit.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be blocked, and if it's blocked, your run's over.
Okie doke.
Tough situation.
Trihex, you're going to tell us about Super Brothers Sword and Sorcery EP. All right.
A long name.
That is.
Okay. 1 second.
There's a comment there for you, so you can just read that.
All right, so check it. So, Super Brothers Sword and Sorcery, right?
Yeah.
By Rebcart. Am I saying his name right?
I hope so.
Sounds right.
All right, let's get it then. See, this is this awesome comment. This run does not use a date/time cheat to progress moon cycles. I grabbed the Moon Grotto key instead to keep everything legit. I believe starting the game with the Waxing Gibbous Moon Cycle is the fastest route, as it gets you into the bright moon and dark moon phases quicker. If you are fast enough exiting with the Megatome, you can avoid the encounter halfway through the exit sequence. If you spam attack right after the shield quick time event during the warrior fight, you can skip its attack animation and attack him quicker. Clicking on the exit transition to another screen is faster than any other movement method. Getting hit during the Trigun fights does not matter, as the amount of projectiles is the same regardless of if you bounce them back.
Good job. I don't know what this is at all.
Yeah, I was trying really hard to figure out what this game is all about.
Yeah.
It's a lot of walking around, and it's a really cool looking game because it's like real rich art, but everything is.
It looks like cave paintings.
Yeah, but like your character and the things you fight are intentionally blocky and video gamey looking, so it's sort of like a weird mixture. And now you're rocking out doing a rock concert for the animals of the forest. I don't know what that's about either, but it's like RPG kind of thing. The combat is slow, but it kind of reminds me of the Immortal combat, You know, if you guys know what the Immortal is for the NES, it's sort of like that.
I only know the band Immortal.
Okay, well, it's
We had
probably
the
like
Immortal
that
on our
too.
show. I think Box Fat ran it.
Yeah, we've had that.
Don't
Immortal's
believe you.
crazy.
But yeah, and it's just I don't know, it's interesting, but it was a really long game, and it was sort of hard for me to figure out what
You got
what is actually
the rocket
good.
out. I couldn't really figure it out just by watching that minute video, so I had no idea what was going on. But alright, next up we got a double dose of TRAG Mission of Mercy. Can you remember what TRAG stands for?
Nope.
Good. This is the PSX So Bad It's Good, I think, game. Caveman DCJ did a New Game Plus and an NE%. New Game Plus in 5422 and 10226. He wrote this little comment here. I've improved both my New Game Plus for this run, New Game Plus run for this fantastic game, and I started doing NE% as well. I was not aware of how extreme the difference in difficulty would be. It actually took me several attempts to actually beat the game doing NE%. The difference lies in the fact that New Game Plus you can do bosses blindfolded, and in NE% the bosses are basically hate and RNG made flesh. Any of them, made flesh? Gosh. And any of them can be a run enter. I'm going to work on improving both times and possibly submit them to FTA, as more people need to hear this voice acting. Which is true. You do. It is fantastic. If it wasn't so late, I would do impressions of it. But alas. Next up in a game that also begins with T. How's that for a segue?
Good.
Nice.
segue.
I know you like that one.
We alphabetize our list just so you can use that segue.
Yeah.
I know. It's been so long, I haven't actually used it yet.
I don't know how you're going to segue to the next one, though, because I know you've got nothing left.
I don't need to.
Nothing
It's a
left to
3D
segue
Zelda.
into.
I'll just skip over it. But it's this is Tales of Symphonia on GameCube. This is a New Game Plus, which I wasn't really aware of what a New Game Plus even is in this game. I played it. I don't remember there being a New Game Plus.
Yeah, New Game
Yeah, when
Plus,
you
like,
finish-
you get to use, like, all your grade points that you earn throughout the playthrough and buy a bunch of, like, extra stuff, like, to start off in the next playthrough, like, keep all your gold or keep all your skills or something. I'm not sure which ones he used for this New Game Plus, but...
Is there like a 10x experience, too?
Yeah, there's a huge experience buff
Or
one,
like
too.
constant overdrive meter? There's some really cool perks.
Yeah, there's some
amazed
crazy
as-
stuff.
I'm amazed there's a New Game Plus of a game that's like meant to be 40 hours long. That's crazy. But anyway, Kozelich got this is a minute and 12 seconds faster than that, and I saw him streaming, got quite a lot of views on Twitch while he was doing it. So good job.
Yeah, this is pretty popular. It was pretty fun to watch. Like, I watched like the last bit, and like it was like extremely tense. Like the last 20 minutes or 30 minutes, because he couldn't tell if like he was actually ahead of this run by that point, because like his previous PB was like 30 or 40 minutes slower. Like it just
Yeah.
showed his splits like minus 30.
He was
minus
up
40.
and down on splits throughout as well. So,
But like it was just so tense because like he had like a Skype call going and no one like knew if he was actually ahead, but people kind of had a feeling, and like the last couple of battles were like really intense. But it was an awesome run. So congratulations, Kozelich.
keen to see the 4-player run then.
Oh man, that'd be crazy. Get 4
That'd
guys to
be
sit
a-
there for 7
Run would be
hours.
great.
That would be a pretty fun day, provided the
Yeah.
other guys had something to do outside of combat.
Yeah.
They could go make lunch and that, dinner, like food, hang out, drink some beers. That'd be a pretty cool,
I wouldn't like
pretty
to be
fun
the
day.
casting class in combat. You pretty much just press one button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're Colette and then you mash the cast and cancel button until you get Holy Judgment. Please, please, please.
I think you'd get bored. The Collide player would get bored and spam angel feathers and piss everybody off. Oh shit, I have no MP left. Dang. Alright, Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, Wii 100% version, US in 5:34:32 by NOP112. Completely lost track of what the 100% times are between this and Ocarina of Time and Japanese and US versions. But this is supposedly the best time. I believe them. NOP's pretty damn good at Majora's Mask. Can we all agree on that? I think we can, right?
Agreed.
Yes. No.
Yep.
Goran guy agrees as well.
Alright, Sagan, you're going to talk about Tomba.
Ooh, I think he went to go do some homework or something.
Oh, dang, really?
He bitched out on us.
Dude,
But
what a
I will
nerd.
volunteer myself.
What a nerd. Dang, okay, go for it, Trihex.
Alright, so Toomba, which is that really awesome game for PlayStation 1 with the cool cat with the pink hair. I'm sure everyone's played at least a demo of it at some point.
Yeah.
Even I
But,
played this.
Zerovi, it's a pretty cool name, got a time of, what is this here? Real time, hour and 4 minutes, and then in-game time of 43 minutes. That's a huge gap. Here's his comments here. This is a Toomba 80% world record run. I felt this was a decent run with minor mistakes in half and half on the pig fights. This is the NTSC version, just an SDA run, but I don't know the SDA RTA time as it is segmented into 15 parts, which makes Toomba a lot easier because you can keep reloading a pig fight until you get the perfect boss fight as the pattern doesn't change. Pig fight patterns seem to be determined based on either file or power on. To compare, the current RTA 80% world record from BizKit was an hour and 6 minutes and 44 seconds, with the in-game time of 47 minutes. My in-game time is 43 minutes, while the SDA run was done in 15 segments is 41 minutes.
Dang, that's
so
pretty good.
Pretty extreme optimizations comparing the segments of run to this one.
Yeah, Tomba was always one of those omnipresent threads on SDA of like someone bumping Tomba and saying, do a Tomba run. I don't want to do one myself, but I want to see one. So to see someone actually running it, pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. I think my character was...
Yeah.
I have never played Tomba 2. It's been on my to-do list for like 100 years now.
Yeah, I've played Tomba 1 a bunch. A friend had it, but I didn't really fancy playing Tomba 2. I just kind of got creeped out by the fact that it looks like he's swan diving everywhere. It kind of confused me, but it's a real popular game and definitely worth playing. It's really good fun. But if you can get over the fact that he's swan diving everywhere and it asks silly questions like what's underwater.
Yeah, I really like that part. He's standing at the bottom of the pool.
Yeah.
What's underwater?
Yeah. But hey, I wouldn't be surprised if this made it into a marathon at some point. Like, I'm surprised it should do.
Yeah, I'd like to see it.
If we just need someone to run it.
It's a spectacular game to watch.
Yeah. It's really cool.
I was just about to say, Mecha Richter really likes this game. I know he's played it a whole bunch, and I think he was toying around with the idea of learning it, but I might just be making that up.
Yeah. So good job. Zerovi also got the 100% time with a 2 hours 20, which I don't know if is real time or game time. I would assume real time. Oh yeah, it is real time. Perfect. Good job.
Yeah.
Alright, and he is streaming this. Oh, no, these were on YouTube, so scratch that idea. But hey, good job, Zerovi. Stepping up and actually doing a run instead of just talking about it. Good job. Okay, next up. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1, N64 US version, any% 531 by Remedy 1502. I think they were trying to cut 530. Him and I can't remember who the other guy is. They're working together at it. But I can't remember who the other guy is, and I'm really annoyed that I've forgotten his name. But they're racing a lot on SDA, on SRL. Go check out his stream at least. Find out who the other guy is. And check it out. Watch as they go for sub 530. I'm pretty sure that's what they're going for. So hey, good job. Next up, Yoshi's Story. Trihex, this is pretty much your favorite game ever, right? Do you want to talk about this?
Yeah, sure. Alright, so Yoshi's Story, which is the game a lot of scrubs confuse Yoshi's Island for some reason. I have no idea how or why.
It's not even possible.
No, it's really not.
TomTron93 got an 80% time of 13 minutes 21 seconds, which is really, really good. And here's the crazy part. In the comment section here, I don't know who left this comment, but supposedly TomTron's only been playing the game for, been speedrunning the game. Big difference, playing speedrunning. Been running the game for about 3 weeks and got this time.
Dang.
Yep.
Pretty sick.
Yeah, if you look at his past streams, it's like, this is my first stream. Hey, world record. You know,
Yeah.
like, there's like 2 entries in it. It's kind of funny. But this is a weird looking game. I never played it, but now I kind of want to after looking at it. Should be a video playing.
Yeah, so this one is you got to get enough pieces of fruit and then the stage ends.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's a very unsatisfying level finish. You just get 20 fruit, or not 20, whatever the amount is.
A bunch of fruit, but
30 fruit, I don't know. Whatever it is, you just get it and the level's over. Like, that second you get that last fruit.
But when
But
Nez
probably
was
the-
when
sorry,
when Nez was running it, there was a strangely large amount of variance in the times he was getting.
Yep.
Do you know why that was? Like,
I don't know. I'm not fluent with Yoshi's story like at all. I have no idea.
God, there's so much on the screen. What I like about Yoshi's Island is that it's empty until like there's no UI except for when you pick up stuff.
yeah, just look at these fucking.
What? You can
Fruit
multi-aim
everywhere.
when you're in the egg? I did not know that. Holy shit.
Hmm.
Like, you saw when
Wow.
Yoshi was the egg and he was aiming himself? Like,
Yeah.
I thought you can only aim yourself one time per transformation. But apparently you can multi-aim. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, Yoshi's Island. I don't know.
Sorry, there was more to the video, but it's corrupted halfway through, so my bad.
That's no problem. All right.
Sad face.
Finally, finishing off, we got Ease 3 Wanderers from Ease. And
I actually played this game,
did
but
you?
I don't remember it. Yes, I think
Good
I
job.
did. Good job
This
for
is,
actually playing
yeah,
the game.
well done. This is on SNES. We should take totals of games that you've actually played doing this. We could end the round with like 2 for Flicky, 6
Right.
for us. Actually, you guys do a lot better than I do, but
Depends how many NES games.
yeah. This is
Yeah.
E3 Wonders from Ease SNES US version. Any percent in 138.09 by Joe Gnome 1. And he says, "Get on my level, Zewing." That's all it says. So dang.
I hate this game, by the way. Just throwing that out
Damn,
there.
those call-outs, son.
Yeah.
Z-Wing, you got... What's up with that response, man? Give me that shot fire back, son.
Nah, I'm just. Actually, I held the world record for this, but not a lot of people knew. So then he like comes up with this new round, shits on this. So I'm like actually going to get the J card for this and then try more runs. But
Oh dang.
Oh, shit, he's getting the J card, y'all. Now it's...
That
That's
was
when you
serious.
notice it, yeah.
I thought
Alright.
your estimate for this was like half an hour or something.
Obviously not.
All right.
Alright. Also there's an honourable mention, which I wasn't sure what to do with segmented runs, but seeing as we mentioned one earlier, I guess it could have been with all the others. SCM got GTA 3 segmented in 1:12:10. I've been told it's a really cool run, bunch of really ridiculous strats, and it's only 4 segments, so that's pretty good. Only 4 segments. Some ridiculous, risky strats at play in this one, so go check that one out. There's a
Did you say
YouTube link.
4 segments?
4 segments, yeah.
Huh.
Which can make a big difference. Well, it's like 10 minutes. It's 12 minutes quicker than the single segment run in 4 segments. So, yeah.
What's the time?
1:12:10. Also, if you have a record or know about a record and want to tell us about it, please email the sundaysinglersbreak@gmail.com. That is the way to get into contact with us. We'd like to thank Arcano for updating our document for us and the link database where you can find all the records we've been talking about. We'd like to thank Hitmanity, who's working on a podcast audio thing with Feasel. We'd like to thank Tompa, who helped us before. You know, why not? Green K4, who's made a really cool highlight video this week. And
Posting their channel pages in the chat, so you guys can, if you want to watch them stream and follow them, go ahead.
Yep. If you are a Twitter person, hang on. What's up?
Yeah. Okay, that's just what I was going to say.
Yeah. If you're a Twitter person, go follow us on Twitter @TSSBreak. Just linked it in the chat. My friend Shiro from TL, if any of you Team Liquid people, has prettied up our Twitter, and that is a sign of things to come. We are working on prettying up everything about the Sunday Sequence Break. Go
Everything
check
will be
out.
pretty.
Except us.
Yeah, except
Flicky,
us.
Flicky's going to be wearing makeup, so
Yep.
that's nice.
So go follow us on Twitter. If not, just check out that page to see, what's coming up, what our plans are of prettification for the whole Sunday Sequence Break thing. But that's Shiro. I cannot pronounce the whole of their name, so it's just Shiro and a bunch of other shit afterwards. Sunday Sequence Break is a year old. That's pretty cool news. So congratulations,
Happy
everybody.
birthday to us. Wow.
Yeah, happy birthday, everybody. And, happy birthday, Zewing, Trihex, and Sagan. All you guys.
Thank you.
thanks.
Thank you.
No problem. Also, AGDQ has dates, amazingly, which is really cool to get them this early because everybody can plan for it. No more silly excuses, couldn't get the time off. don't have enough money or whatever. It is the 5th of January until the 11th of January, which is a Sunday till Saturday again. Are those the exact same dates as they were this year? Or is that a day?
They might be.
It's a day later. Oh,
It's
Wait,
the-
did I say it started?
What's important is it's the same week.
It's
It's the second week it's the post New Year's Day week.
yeah, it's
in
the
year.
first Sunday after New Year's until the second Saturday after New Year's. But it's the 5th to the 11th. Maybe a bit too early to get excited, but, mark that down in your diaries. If you're planning on getting over there you go. And obviously the SGDQ dates we talked about last week. Also, I guess I wrote this down here. If you happen to live in the UK and want to come hang out, I'm hosting a meetup, which you can read about on the SDA forums from the 9th and the 10th of March. Go check I can't remember if it's SDA discussion or something like that. Go look in there and, come hang out if you want to. That's all. I think that's everything for news and that. Are we done? Are we done for news? Yeah, news.
I think that's about it.
Sure.
I think so. Yeah.
Awesome. Okie dokie. Shout outs for our guests. Obviously, we'd like to thank all of our guests for being on the show, Zewing, Trihex, and Carl. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you for having me. I had fun.
Good job.
No problem.
Wait, got a question.
Yo.
So never got to cover this. Alright, so originally this Yoshi episode was supposed to be the first episode, but
Yeah.
I don't even remember anymore. What was the reason we kept delaying doing the episode?
Because you were working
You
Sunday
worked,
night.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was never available on Sundays.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was it, man.
I was waiting for you to say, no, I never worked on Sunday. I was really expecting that response from you.
Yeah, where's the punchline?
Yeah. But,
Oh my god.
that was
So it wasn't. So this episode right now wasn't because Zewing got world record. It was because I don't work Sundays anymore.
It was pretty much because Zewing got world record and the community was doing a lot of cool stuff. So the time was right. It was right for the picking.
The time was right.
Yep. So if there's any shout outs you guys would like to do, Zewing, have you got any things you'd like to say? Shout outs, last words?
Shout outs to his internet.
Yeah, shout out.
Shoutouts to Zewing's ghetto stream setup, ghetto internet, ghetto everything. This guy is like the reincarnation of Harubi,
Yeah.
and is just like the true god gamer. And
Shout
just
outs to his Rainbow W split timer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, Trihex, you got any shout outs you'd like to make?
Dude, shout outs to hashtag Yoshi, all the awesome Yoshi community speedrunners. Shout outs to Carl Sagan for inspiring me to keep pushing Yoshi Island further for myself. I promise you I would have been like, I am more into Yoshi Island now than I ever was like even 6 years ago. Like the community's been amazing. I'm having tons of fun. Zewing, you're the shit for getting world record. I'm so happy we finally destroyed those disgusting Japs and we got glorious USA to get back. You know what I'm saying?
You mean you're so glad you finally regained your pride after several months of chasing?
Yeah, I got a tattoo of like a balding eagle and a fucking flag on my chest. I've been waiting to show it, but because we have a record, I've been like being shameful and not showing my bare chest to see it yet. But you'll see it tonight.
You mean you got it all the time ago?
Yeah, and I'm waiting.
And then they kept being better than you. Dang. All right. Sagan, any shout outs or anything?
Just the one that I was already giving to Zewing for just coming and crushing Yoshi's Island in like a third. The people who have been running the game like 3 times as long as him that have started after me and Trihex, who just haven't even come close. So huge shout out. And at the same time, he's just taking all these other world records too. So
okay, I'd like
and
to
everything else Trihex said, of course. Go ahead.
I'd like to again thank our guests, Zewing, Trihex, Sagan. Please follow them on Twitch and Twitter, wherever you can find them. If you guys want to post your Twitters in the chat, go for that now. Do that. And next week will be Castlevania HD with Aftermath and Mecha Richter, right, PJ?
That's right.
Right, March the 3rd. Check that one out next week. And I believe that is everything. Have you guys found somebody to raid?
I think we might be figuring it out still.
Okay, figure it out.
I think it's going to be Alex.
As long as like they're actually still going to be playing when we raid them.
Yeah. That's fine. For all you guys watching, as you may have noticed, we are partner. We're going to be playing 3 minutes of ads after the outro is over. If you would like to stick around and just leave the stream open, I don't care if you mute it or what you do. Just let those ads play, get us a teeny tiny bit of cash. We're doing it at the end of the stream because we don't really want to interrupt the show itself with it. So, cool. I think that's everything. Castlevania HD next week. Are we done? Is that all?
And then Zelda 2 the week after.
And Zelda 2 the week after, exactly. So, are we rating Alex?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so spam that in the chat. Let's go. Have you got anything you want to tell him?
How about TSSB loves you? TSSB loves you.
TSSB loves you. All right, so go Alex W. Anderson. That's the, is he doing GoldenEye?
He's doing GoldenEye. Yeah.
GoldenEye, all
He's
right.
at the very end of an attempt right now.
All right, go rate him, say hi, and we'll see you guys next week for Castlevania HD.
All right, thanks for watching, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. See you guys.
Later.
See you.
Oh, man. Oh, I haven't done this in ages. It's been like a week.